Hello, friends, foes, subbies. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's been a very long time. I'm happy to be here with you today. Before I start, I just want to say thank you to all of you that have been waiting for me to come on. Uh, Today, I have somebody very special with me. Don't be nervous, girl. I have somebody very special with me by the name of Nikwa. Um, when I say special, we were supposed to connect. And honestly, when I find connections like this, I don't ever want to let them go. Hot Wings Lover, happy blessed day. I know it was your birthday yesterday. Happy blessed day. I hope you're feeling better. You said you were a little emotional, but we're here today to give you a big virtual hug and some love. Reed 1957, thank you for being here. Queen Dree, my sister, I love you. Thank you for being here. Duran, how are you? Steph and Stuff, I am that somebody. Miss Karan, thank you. Floria, Jackie Moore, Gigi Hub, Danny Lynn. Hey guys, thank you again for coming in today. I know most of the time we're more interested in what's a hot topic, but our mental health is a very important topic. Let's forget what's hot. What's hot is what keeps us forgetting about our personal issues, that it distracts us from real life, right? I'm guilty of it. I love gossip. I love drama. Hey, Supreme Goddess, my sister. I'm so happy to see you. Love you. Natalie Lopez, how are you? Gosh. Killer Dogs. Oh, you actually came. Thank you for coming. Aries Black, love you. Sarah, thank you so much for being here. I missed you. Pretty Green Eyes. Pretty Green Eyes. Hey, girl. Valencia, thank you. Okay. I completely got so excited when I saw you guys still coming in. Thank you so much. Vernette, I missed you. If I missed anybody, please forgive me. I'm probably going to see you in a little bit. But I just wanted to say that a lot of times I use other people's drama to distract me from my own. You're guilty of it too. Don't act like you're not. Hold on. My baby's machine is going off. If you guys know anything about me, you know my son is always by my side here. And he was on his feet. It's over now. All right, guys. So if you're guilty of it, raise your hands. Using other people's drama. Can you guys hear me clear? I hope you can. Using other people's drama to distract you from your own life. I think I'm going to do like a poll because I think it's very important that you guys see for yourselves. You're not the only ones. And when I do these polls, nobody can see that you're the one that made the vote. Nobody. So don't be nervous. Okay? I'm going to do a poll right now. Are you guilty of watching other people's drama or engaging? If you guys like these sounds right now, I'll tell you the name. It's very relaxing. It's beautiful. If you want to relax, deep dive, sleep, this sound right here is it. Ms. Love, how are you? Karma Reveals. Are you guilty of watching or engaging? From your sorry if engaging. I think I was typing too fast, guys. Distract. Let me add one more option. Okay, I just dropped the poll. You guys answer for me, and then we're going to get started. I just want to know where your mindset is. If you're guilty of it, it's okay. A lot of us do it. Richie, how are you? Thank you so much for coming through, Lady Love. I'm so happy to see you. Infinity, say ya, Infinity. Namaste to you, Miss Loretta. Oh, we have another Zara. Okay, nice to see you. Okay, I want to see what you guys are voting. Let's see where we're at right now. Nikwa, make sure you vote too.
Oh, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, are you guilty of watching or engaging in drama to distract yourself from your own? All right, so right now we're at 38 votes, and we have majority of people saying yes. Okay. Come on, get those votes up. Nobody knows that you're voting. Nobody knows. I already told you what my vote is. Yes, I just recognize
Yeah,
that I do that, and that is not
me
good.
too. Me too.
Simone, how are you? And what? Okay. Hello, everybody. All right. Distraction is like a cool down. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So right now we're at 52 votes, and we have okay. Keep voting, y'all. Come on, come on. I see some of you taking your votes back. Are you guys embarrassed? I don't worry. I can't see who votes. It's private. You know what? While the people are voting, I'm just gonna bring you in. First of all, Nicola, I want to thank you for even coming. It means the world to me that you wanted to participate in this conversation and share with us your story. Um, I truly, truly appreciate you. And I'm about to bring you up. Okay.
Okay, no problem.
Hello.
Hey, everybody.
I'm sure everybody's saying hey to you too.
Hello, hello, hello. Some of y'all know me.
Yes. How are you? Pay me to beef. Miss Sexy Ray. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in forever. All right, let me check. Let me check the votes real quick, and then we're gonna move on. Okay, because a lot of people don't know what depression really is. Okay, we're gonna talk about it. So we have 52% of the votes saying yes, that you engage in other people's drama to distract from your own. 27% say no, and 19% say sometimes. Oh boy. All right. So the poll did change by one shot, but thank you all for participating in there. I am that somebody. How are you? All right, guys. So if you didn't know, I suffer from depression. Do I have a diagnosis? No. I don't think I need one to know. But I do take medication right now, but the medication is um actually for the nerve pain I've had in my head for about a year now. It is also an antidepressant. Do I like it? No. It keeps me sleeping. I made a little video yesterday talking about sleeping, um, bed rotting. You probably haven't heard of it because it's like a new thing. The kids are calling it bed rotting, where you just, it's a form of self care where you just stay in bed all day and scroll, do whatever you want, watch TV, binge watch shows, but just stay in bed, literally rotting. Um,
So,
I
is that really self care?
You say that, what you say?
Is that really self care, though?
No, it's
When
not.
you know you're depressed, is that really self care?
No, I was doing some research on bed rotting yesterday since I brought it up, and it's been in the news. And a lot of people say bed rotting causes depression to be worse.
Mm-hmm.
You think that it's self care, it's really not. Uh, there was a point where I stayed in bed so long that when I would get up to do regular things like get up to feed my son, I can only do that, and then I'm tired already. It's like my body was just like losing its ability to function because I spent most of my time just in bed. sad, crying, wanting to go live, wanting to talk to you guys, but I couldn't do it because I didn't have the energy. I only had energy to sleep. I would have to put on an alarm so that I could get up so I could feed my son. It's not good.
No.
So when I initially decided to do this, I made a poll. And on this poll, I asked a question. I'm going to get into the question. Let me go straight to the poll. Actually, I was working on something. I think I'm going to exit out of it and I'll come back to it another time because I think the poll is more important. So you actually voted on this poll yourself, right, Niqua?
I did. But
Okay.
we have new people that have came in. I don't think they had a chance to vote.
Oh, they didn't? Don't worry. I'm going to continue on with new questions and people.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to everybody that's just coming in. I'm actually looking on the other side of the screen, so I cannot see you or your name. Please forgive me. I'm about to pull up the poll that we did the other day. I felt like it was important. It was just on my mind. A lot of times, the way I do things, I go with my heart. I felt like it was important to address, and I posted the poll, and I was actually shocked. So, if you can see what this poll says, I got to make sure you guys are looking at the same thing as me. This poll, it says, to the one suffering with depression and PTSD. Mind you, I didn't just mean depression and PTSD. There are so many other things that people are going through. You might not think ADHD is a bad thing. Oh yes, ADHD. You're depressed. You go through a lot with ADHD. It's draining. For anybody that's suffering, you are not lazy. You are not worthless. You are not a loser. Your life is not over. You can and will heal. I said this because I believe this. A lot of times I find myself oversharing my story with certain people and becoming very close friends with them. And the minute they feel a way about me, they'll call me a loser. They'll say things that they know hurt me because I've expressed it. So what I decided was to just be myself online, just be myself. So nobody can make fun of me because I'm sharing it with you to help you, and
Right.
it's helping myself. Okay. So nobody can ever throw back in my face that I'm a loser, that I'm lazy, or anything like that, because I know that I'm not. And neither are you, Sister Niqua. I also said, I know it may seem impossible. Um, I know it may seem it's impossible now, but it is. Let's work on making our dreams come true before it's too late. Even if we fail, at least we tried. We will have that relationship talk soon. Okay. We will talk about the relationships in probably sometime this week. If my son ends up needing me, please give me a second because he's coughing. He might throw up.
A mirror first.
Green hearts for my baby. All right. So the options were I suffer from depression. Let's talk about it. The second is I've never been depressed. Third is I only have PTSD. Fourth is I suffer from multiple things. And the fifth is life has always been great for me. And to the 4% that said life has always been great for them, congratulations.
You're
I don't,
delusional.
congratulations, because man, I don't know anybody's life that's perfect, but there might be. I don't know.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm not good with math. 100 and let me see how many people actually voted. 396 people voted, and out of that 396, there was 4% out of that said that their life has always been great. 63% of that say that they suffer from multiple things. 4% only have PTSD. Wow, that's really low. 5% say they've never been depressed, and 24% say they suffer from depression. So, to be honest with you, I'm a little baffled because to see that majority of people suffer from multiple things, not just depression, it actually makes me think like, what else are we suffering from? If there's anybody in here that isn't, shy, if you want to share with me, besides depression, what else do you suffer from? I'd appreciate that. Hey, Tina's testimony, how are you? I'm so happy you're here. I forgot to message you to let you know that I was going to do this. To all my sisters, if I didn't message you, please forgive me. Sometimes I do things on a whim.
Well,
And,
let's look at the 9% though.
okay.
The
Thank
four
you, Simone
percent that
Whitaker, for the super
said
sticker. Go ahead, sis.
the
Sorry.
4% that said that everything is great,
Mm-hmm.
and then the 5% that said they're not depressed, but they want to talk about it. I question if those people are part of that generation we were raised in. You don't talk about depression. You work hard, you forget about it, you pray about it, you do everything else, but talk about it. So I question that.
You know what? If those people are in here, the people that voted those, I think, what was it? Never been depressed and life has always been great. I would love to know if you're in here, just to like raise your hand, put a one in the chat, and maybe you could give us like your age range, because I think you're making a great point.
I'm just curious about that because we come from a different generation and we were raised by old school people.
Uh huh. And if you don't know what that means a lot of old school people that brung us up didn't really talk about depression or the red flags, or even if you've been violated as a child, you try to tell your parent, they kind of sweep it under the rug. Well, at least for me, that's what it was like.
Right.
And it's sad, but a lot
That's
of
life. That goes with what we were talking about earlier today. You know,
mhm.
um, I don't know if you want to kind of slide into that part of the live or not.
what what part?
Um, how in the black community.
Oh my goodness, yeah. In the black community, man, I actually don't have like, numbers or anything like
I
that.
don't either,
Yeah.
but I have my life. I could tell you what happened in my household. You weren't
Bef-
able.
Before we get into that, when you saw that poll and you voted, can you tell me what exactly did you choose? Did you just
Oh
pick?
yes, I have not only depression but a lot of other stuff because I have health problems, and you know that, and
Yeah.
that goes in with my depression
Mm-hmm.
because that caused other psychological issues with me. That plays a part with my mental health. Um,
Okay.
to not go into my health issues, and for the few that do know my health issues, they know um, what it does to me. But one is fibromyalgia, and when that is a flare up.
If anybody in here has fibromyalgia, can you just like either type it or say I have it too, or press a one?
So
Um,
I,
just so she knows that she's not the only one in here that suffers from it. Because, I don't know much about it, but if you can explain to people what you go through on top of your depression, what is it like to have fibro?
okay, so Tina testimony, understand when I'm talking about the flare up, and just to have, it's like a bunch of people are pushing needles down
Oh my
on your
gosh.
nerves and everything hurting. You just want to just, people think you're crazy. Anything could set you off in those moments. My husband not understanding why he can't hug me that day. My dogs and my cats are not understanding why mommy can't be all, oh, come here. So, and everybody, oh, Queen Dree, I'm sorry. All you guys, I'm sorry because y'all know what I'm going through. So my heart goes out to y'all.
Wow. I'm like, I didn't know that's how you felt. Like, I understood that you had more than just fibromyalgia. It's not just that. You go through a lot, sis.
Hmm.
You go
But
through a lot.
I would take everything else if I could get rid of the fibromyalgia.
And also, you want to discuss this?
Well, the heart situation, not as much because,
Does stress induce, like, is it stress
yeah,
induced? Like,
because, that's a little more intense, you know. But that did play in with my depression. That added on to the mental health and the depression that I've been battling all my life. When you
when
are
you say,
tough,
like, sis, when you say all your life, can you tell me when it first started?
I was about 10, 11 years old.
10, 11 years old, and you felt like you were depressed.
No, I didn't feel I was.
Okay. Can
I was.
you share with us, like, from beginning to now, like, when you
That's no
discovered
problem.
it? Like, go ahead.
Yes. My parents' marriage ended in in a bad demise, but it was a good thing. My dad was very abusive towards my mom.
Mm.
So when you carry that weight that
If
it
you
was
know,
your father,
if you know what it feels like, raise your hands, guys. Go ahead, sis. Sorry about that.
oh, you okay? When you carry that weight, knowing that it was your father tormenting your mother,
Mhm.
that's heavy. So when we moved back to be with my mom's side of the family, and there was a lot of generational curses that was going on within our family, and one of it was favoritism. My grandmother sadly will favor two of my siblings over my brother and I because it was our father that caused her daughter a lot of pain. She wasn't mean, but there's a difference in how she treated us. And she made it known that she didn't like our father, which we understood. So I felt isolated a lot. My mom babied my brother because he was the youngest and he was the only boy. And my sisters had my grandmother and my aunt, and I felt alone. At 10, 11, I couldn't understand what I was going through.
Wow.
So I would isolate myself. And then one day, I tried to take my life.
Wait, 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 wait. At what age?
I was about 11.
You see, guys, I just have to pause for a second. That I did not know it was that young. Girl, don't play with me. Okay, I hate whenever I get like a
Well, I wasn't successful, thank God. But
oh no, no. You know what it is? I I don't think people realize that children, gosh, I hate whenever I'm like this. Sorry.
you okay?
Um People don't realize that children get depressed too, and sometimes they don't know what they're feeling. Like you're describing it. You say you didn't know how to describe it, how what it was that you were going through. I saw a little video on Instagram, I think, well, a couple months ago, but it popped up yesterday, of a little boy who went knocking on a neighbor's door because his brother took his life, and he was in the house with the brother when he did it. And I'm like, my goodness, the brother was so young. Why would he do it to himself? And the fact that you're telling me you are that age and you attempted to take your life, it really makes me feel away, because I don't even know if parents know that their children, like, do you talk to your children? Um, Sorry. Go ahead, sis, please.
It's okay, honey. People, please talk to your kids. Ask them if they're okay because sometimes those words, are you okay, can mean the world.
Yeah.
My mom was so like, and trust me, my mom was one hell of a mom.
Sorry, y'all.
She wasn't perfect, but she was one hell of a mom. But she was trying to raise four kids. where she didn't realize what I was going through. So
Yo,
I
sorry.
I did, and that's when I heard the doctors say to her that I was battling depression. That's when I learned the words depression and suicidal for the
Okay.
first time.
So, so when you were 11 years old, what exactly did you do? And how did your mother find out to know that?
I took a bunch of pills and they found me in time.
Okay.
So they called 911. They rushed me in. They tried to pump my stomach, but I pulled it out. So they gave me the charcoal stuff, which make you throw up.
Mm-hmm.
Now they did tell my mom, they did do the 72-hour hold on me. They told my mom that I needed to speak to a therapist. And my grandmother told my mom, no, she needs to go talk to the pastor. She needs to pray. We need to keep her busy. She's not depressed. She don't know what depression is.
That's
It
what.
was pretty much pulling up the rug and taking the broom and sweeping my issue underneath the rug, not looking at the fact of what had happened, the type of man my father was, and the damage he had done to our family, and the weight that that had placed on my shoulder, and what it did to my brother and I. We should have talked to a therapist. We all should have.
And that's the thing. Like, that's why I think it's very important to have this conversation now. For those of you who are moms that were raised by parents like ours that didn't really like focus on mental health or ask you how you're doing. If you tell your mom somebody did something to me, they're not going to question, are you lying? Are you sure they touched you? Like, why would a parent question that? You know? Um, but back then, this would happen to a lot of us.
And they
And
were questioning.
they would question it. Yeah. And even if there would be proof, 100% proof, they'd still doubt you. Sorry, guys. I got a little. Because I when I think back to childhood and I think about, so many other people out there right now that are suffering, that are so young, I see some sad looking children sometimes. And I want to ask them, are you okay? But they're not my kids. So I just kind of mind my business. But hopefully, if a parent out there is paying attention to their child that isolates, um, I can tell you, if you don't mind me sharing, since we're talking about childhood, the question that I posted for the next poll, if you would like to vote, was, did you experience depression as a child? Me personally, I didn't know what it was, but yes, the only reason why I know it was depression is because um, as I get older, there are certain things that if I listen to, it'll bring me back to childhood, but it makes me sad, and I like it's weird. Like it could be a certain food. I can't eat it because I'm thinking about my childhood, or for instance, back when I was younger, um, my family, my father, my mother, they didn't take us on vacations. They used to drop me off in New York, and I would stay with my cousin and her family, and they were really big on doing things like barbecues and let's do family time. Let's go to Splish Splash. Let's go to Disney World. The only time we would do family things, we'd go to, Montreal and all types of trips, was
Right.
when I went to visit with them. But when I'd come back here, I'd be back like, you know, it was weird. Like I felt like I was back in prison or whatnot.
But
So
that sticks with you, though.
yeah, it does. And one thing, and if I show you guys, I think you guys would probably feel for me as a child. Um, there,
Real quick, sweet mom, real quick, do
mhm,
me a favor.
mhm.
Ruthless, posted something. If you would pin that, I want you
Ruthless.
to read that. Yeah.
Okay, to everybody that's sharing that what they're going through, I want to thank you because I see a lot of people in here saying bipolar, and a lot of times I wonder like how did you like? We'll talk about it a little later, but I notice a lot of people are saying bipolar, anxiety, and depression. A lot are saying ADD, whatnot. I would love to like actually go see exactly what my diagnosis would be. You said somebody says the diagnosis causes them to struggle with socializing. That happens a lot. A lot of
Oh,
intro
that is, yes.
yeah, a lot of people are introverts. And I'm to be honest with you guys, I'm not even looking at the numbers to see how many people are in here because sometimes it distracts. When we as content creators make videos that actually are meaningful and not full of like, that juicy drama, we tend to feel down that we don't have a lot of people watching our content. So I suggest don't look at the number. If you have to put a piece of tape on it, put a piece of tape on it because it will distract you. Okay. Right now, we're focused on healing. We're focused on talking about something that's very important. Talk about our mental health. If you want to go dibble and dabble in something a little messy after this, feel free to. But let's focus on us right now. And I only said this because for a second I almost looked at the number and I stopped myself. And I know I'm not the only content creator that knows when you start to talk about other things, you don't get the same support. It's okay. Don't worry. You will find a group of people that are getting something from your content. So be appreciative of that. I'm thankful for you, Nikwa, to even be here. I'm thankful to everybody that's in the chat typing and sharing with me what they have experienced. And I am an introvert myself, so her bringing up the introvert, I know there's some more introverts in here that are probably like, I want to type, but I'm not. Hey, Blueberry Boots, talk with Nino. Okay, everybody that didn't say anything, please forgive me. You want me to
The
look up
reason why I said
what
ruthless,
ruthless right here? This one?
yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I know her. And the reason why I'm saying pin that is because the one thing I like about her, eh,
Mhm.
you would never find anybody more honest than that one right there.
Ruthless, thank you for being here. Okay, let me just read Ruthless comment out loud. So Ruthless says, that's why I have both of my children in therapy. I know I can't emotionally help them because of how I was raised, but found someone who can help them. That's awesome. And
How honest is that?
I love it. Actually, Ruthless, keep typing in the chat. I love this type of engagement. If I miss anything, please forgive me. But even though I'm missing it, the people in the chat are able to, you know, have a back and forth with you if I miss it, just in case. But thank you for sharing that. I actually have a sister in here that I talk to on a daily who has a child that she's looking for therapy for him. And I'm so proud of her because, like, I'm pretty sure she didn't get that as a child, And before I forget about us speaking on childhood trauma, the only reason why I say this is because I know something was off when I would go to my family's house where they had like a family, like the television type, Cosby type relationship, and I didn't have that. And I used to be so sad that I didn't have it. Not not jealous or anything. It was just sad that I wish my parents were like this with me, or I wish my parents said they love me. I wish, I had those things. I didn't have them, but whatever. So one day I'm visiting and I'm an adult now. And we were watching old videotapes of when we were younger, birthday parties, going away on vacation. And I noticed on my first communion, I live in a whole nother state. My cousin lived in New York, about an hour away from me, right?
Uh huh.
On my first communion, I didn't have a party. What we did was whenever there was something that we had similar, I would have to go over there and celebrate as if like it was my own party. It was never like I never got anything inclusive or whatever for myself. Maybe
Right.
a birthday or two, but most of the time I would have to go celebrate with other people. As I was watching our first communion party, all the kids were together and having a good time, and I was sitting at the end of the steps in the basement, and I could just see the camera passing me, and I was just sitting by myself and not talking to anybody. And I'm like, dang, why do I look so sad as a child? And then I find younger videos where, you know, I think maybe 6 years old. And I was very like opposite of everybody else. So you guys, I'm gonna get the recording and I'm gonna show you, because even if you watch it on mute, you're gonna laugh. Laugh in a cute way, because it's like, oh, look at her as a little kid. We're watching videos to teach us how to do a dance, right? And it would say, everybody go up. And guess what? I was the only one going down. Everybody move to the left. I was the only one moving to the right. I would always do the opposite of what everybody else was doing. And I'm like, what the hell? That's not, is that just me off beat or what? Like, I'm looking at myself like, oh, I wish I could just hug that little girl on the screen. And I noticed that all the kids were together and I'd be by myself. So there was one part in the video where I wanted to have some snacks. There were like cheese doodles and all types of snacks on the table and cakes and cupcakes. And I said to my cousin, if you want one, I want one. And she literally looked at me and walked away. And I just stood in front of the cheese doodles and I was just staring at them for a little bit and I walked away. I didn't even take it. If you guys saw that, I think you would probably get emotional to see, like, I literally just said, if you want one, I want one. She walks away and I walk away too, because, you know, I don't know what I was thinking as a child, but that's when I first noticed like I was different, was when I was younger. Like I would always be to myself by myself. And also I found a little diary that I had. And you guys, I think it's very important, if you have children, give them little diaries. Give them little diaries. I found one where I put, and I have the paper somewhere. I've ripped it because I found it to be so cute. I felt alone as a child, and I my mother was having a son, had a son, and I wrote in the diary that I felt like my parents have have treated me like I was a broken radio and threw me in the trash.
Mm.
And I'm like, what the hell? Am I a little kid saying I feel like I'm a broken radio that they threw in the trash? This came from a little kid, okay? So I was afraid as a child that my parents were not going to show me the same attention now that I had the sibling. And reading through the diary, I noticed that there was like some sort of ill feeling towards not being the person that had the most attention anymore. So it's like it's very important to talk to your children and to get into their minds, to know how they're feeling. Once they start to feel like you're picking favorites and you're doing more for the other, you don't know. Just like you explained to me, if you can share with me, you told me that your mother did show you favoritism to the other children because they didn't look like the daddy. Is that what it was?
But no, it was my grandmother because she had anger towards my dad for what
Mhm.
he did to my mom. You know, I mean, he was abusive to my mom.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of you realize that you do this, but some of you feel a way about your child's father and you take it out on your child if your child looks like that person. Please don't do that. It's
Oh,
not
they
your
pick it. I have seen it in so many different ways. One of my brother baby mothers treated him different because his dad, my brother, didn't want to be in a relationship with her. Because,
your brother didn't want to be in a relationship with her?
yeah,
Really?
because she cheated on him. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't think I'd want my brother.
Bruce, if you're in here, I'm sorry.
You're too cute.
I'm like, I'm sorry. But yeah.
No, but you know what? This is what happens in real life. A lot of people go through certain things. A lot of us have been cheated on, you know.
Right.
But
But it, yeah.
that'll be a topic for the next.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a whole nother lie.
We'll talk about relationships, which is something major. As far as your first attempt, now we're going to go further after you did what you did as a child. And the reason why we're starting here is because I want you guys to know As children, a lot of us adults that are still suffering from depression, you probably didn't realize you were suffering from it as a child too.
Correct.
You probably didn't realize that. If you were lucky enough to have been filmed as a child, I suggest that you go back and look at old family tapes, look at your behavior, just analyze, because I promise you, if I show you videos of myself as a child, you guys will probably feel sorry for me. You'll probably be like, damn, what's wrong with that little girl? Poor thing. Why is nobody playing with her? Oh, that's how you would look at those videos. Like all the kids would be jumping rope, and I was the only one that just was like on the outside. Um, but yeah, as an adult, sometimes I feel like that too. Like the outsider. But it's okay because we all have a tribe that experience the same types of things. Like we have our black sheeps, we have our uh, independent people. Like you guys all have your own tribes.
Yeah.
Just find your tribe and stick together. Okay. Thank you, Queen Dree. Yes, please, guys, hit the like button, please. Just to show some support to the channel. I truly appreciate it. Um, it does take a lot for somebody that suffers from depression to actually come up and speak. And Nikwa is up here with me today, and she's sharing her story, and I truly appreciate her for that. And for me too. It took me a lot. How many days I've been pushing it back, saying, then listen, I'll be like, oh, you know what? Let's do it again this day. Let's do it this
Yeah.
day.
Yesterday though, I pushed it back yesterday. I just couldn't do
No,
it.
no, no, no. I get it. And she actually had a loss in the family. And
Yeah.
my condolences to you for
Thank
that.
you.
Like, we just going through life. So
Life
please,
is life, and
yeah, life is life. And so hit the like button just to show some appreciation
yes.
that you appreciate this type of content, because you are not alone. Okay. If you can, please continue off from where God spared your life. Thank you. As an 11-year-old who attempted to take your life, God spared it. What happened after that?
Well, as I got into my teen years, like you mentioned, you always noticed you were a little different. Thank you, Nikki Nicole. You, my oldest sister always said I danced to my own music. I'm very different. I am so different. I
Yeah,
don't even know. I am very different. I
when
am
you
not
when you say different, you mean like as a child, like you were just that girl that was like,
child, adult, teen, you name it. I am different, and I'm okay with that.
yeah,
I am not normal, and that's okay. I see things different.
me too.
Every 1957, thank you. I see things different. I love a good discussion, but we know I'm an animal lover through and through,
Oh yes, I know that for sure.
through
Yeah.
and through.
Oh,
But I noticed at some point that I didn't like when people were being bullied, picked on. When I saw people going to depression, I lost a childhood friend that I grew up with when I was in eighth grade. He hung himself.
oh my gosh.
My cousin, who owns a funeral home, did the body. So when he was done with the body, I got to sit with Jeremiah for a little bit and talk to him. And I know that sounds weird to people, but just let him know I was gonna miss him. And at that point, I had told myself that I wanted to be a psychiatrist. So I had went to school for a while to study that. When I did my internship, I had decided I didn't want to do it for certain reasons because of what happened during my internship. But I wanted to help people that needed the help.
Mm-hmm.
When I was living in Atlanta, I had met a lot of people that had mental health issues and drug induced mental health issues and PTSD from abusive relationships, mental health issues. And I come to realize I'm an empath.
Mm, that's a tough one. People don't realize how tough it is to, you know, to
When
have that trait.
you're an empath,
It's very draining, huh?
yes, and it messes with your mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have been diagnosed for having depression,
You,
but it was not severe depression.
mm-hmm.
It was considered to be a very mellow depression. They didn't think I needed to be on medication or anything.
Can I ask you real quick? When were you diagnosed? Do you remember?
I
Like,
was diagnosed at the age of 16.
okay, all right.
I didn't try anything. I went to the doctor. It was a general doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Was just talking to the doctor. I'm sorry, I skipped over that. Was talking to the doctor about my feeling, and doctor told me that I need to talk to the counselor, but I talked to the school counselor, and they brought in the counselor, and that's when they diagnosed me. But getting back to being an empath, I was taking on people problems, and these are people I didn't know. I would meet them, and they would tell me their problems, and I wouldn't ask them. Sometimes I'd be like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And that question alone, you'll find out a lot. I'll pray
When
for them.
somebody asks you, "How are you doing?" That
No
question.
one, no, a lot. You'd be surprised how many people would not ask. You ask them, they would tell you, but they wouldn't ask you, "Well, how are you doing?"
I, I did come across something like that today while I was in search for, little clips. And they said that a lot of people are so focused on their own lives, they forget to ask, "How are you doing?" Don't take that personal. Um,
Right.
don't take it personal. Um, Maybe if it's your partner, if you have a husband or a wife and that, they're not showing you you know, any sort of love, they're
You
not
should take
checking on
that
you.
personal.
That's a red flag. Yeah, take that personal.
But if it's someone you meet passing along the street, I'm not going to take that personal,
Yeah,
because the person I am, if you ask me how I'm doing, I'm blessed, and I'm going to keep moving. I'm not going to just sit there and tell a stranger all the stuff that that stranger just told
you're
me.
not gonna dump on them, basically.
No, not at all.
Uh, Real quick before I continue, because I want to scroll down and I want to thank a few people real quick.
Go ahead.
Again, oh, Blueberry Boots, thank you so much. I didn't even see that you sent me something here. I'm gonna read it before I pin it. Boots, thank you for the super sticker. She says, some will need guidance, some will show their negative behavior because of hurt. Many have to motivate themselves, such as myself, not to think about childhood hurt. Yeah, I think a lot of people try to erase their childhood hurt. That's why I'm about to check the poll in a second, because some people can't remember their childhood because I don't know, it's a coping mechanism to kind of like delete things if you can. Um, Also, before I scroll, I would like to say thank you to Slimus. Thank you so much, Miss Love. And she says, showing love. Dreamy Girl, thank you so much. She said, you are beautiful. Love you, sweet ma. I love you too, Dreamy. Thank you guys that are sending me cash apps. Now that I'm thinking of it, sister, my sister Nikwa,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm putting you on the spot. Do you mind if I share your cash app? Or
I mean, you can, but they don't have to.
no, I know, but just the fact that you're here with me, and if people feel like they would like to, send me a thanks or whatever, or just a gift, I truly appreciate it. You never know, you might be touching somebody that has gone through the same thing as you, and they're like, I'd rather give something to her, or so I would
Oh,
love
that's no problem.
to share if you don't mind.
Where do I put it at for you?
You could tell me, and I'm spelling it right now.
Okay, NEKGRIFF.
NEK Griffin.
Just Griff. GRIFF.
NEK. Okay. Okay. Thank you so
No,
much.
thank you.
Okay. So, real quick, somebody said that ADHD.
I'm laughing at Ruthless. Uh, she she be feeding me, girl. That's my chef. Like literally. She
She
said
does.
she gonna give me a plate.
Well, can I have one too? I'm hungry.
I'm gonna tell you like I tell everybody else. Y'all gonna stop get horning in on my meals, free meals. Yeah.
You're so funny. Hold on. Sorry, guys.
Sweet Ma, she's a foodie too.
I sure am. Can you tell me if this is right? I'm showing the ticker right now. Is it right?
Where's
N NEKGRIFF.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, I put it up there.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, actually. And to Richie Luxury, you say ADHD is a learning disability, not a mental illness. I didn't mean it to say that it was a mental illness, but if you suffer from ADHD, you not only suffer from just that, some people experience things such as skin picking. I did not know that that was one of the biggest, you know, what are the words? Sometimes I get stuck with words. The symptoms or whatever is,
Oh, a pecker.
yeah, skin picking.
Oh yeah.
If you can't seem to stop biting your nails, stuff like that.
Pulling the hair. Oh
Yes, yes. A lot of people that have ADHD have addictions to alcohol. Um, Alcoholism is a mental illness. Addiction is mental illness, right? Depression is mental illness. So ADHD is attached to a lot of mental illness. I unfortunately uh, have a lot of things associated with that I wish I could just erase, but I cannot
right.
yet. I have this beautiful person, this being. I don't know how God blessed me to find her, how she found me. She found me on YouTube years ago. She's a therapist, a psychologist, or, you know, mental health care. She's in mental
Mm.
health. And she would always tell me, Sweet Ma, you need to see a therapist. You need to see a therapist. And she would just say it all the time. And I can remember one day she offered it to me. And it wasn't the first time she offered, but this one time, I think I was going through it so bad that I needed help. And I took her offer. And she did therapy sessions with me on this website. I forgot what it was called. And we would talk on camera together. And it wasn't like we're friends.
No.
She unfollowed me on YouTube. She unfollowed me on Instagram. She didn't want no connections aside from us doing the therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And it started to get harder for me when we started to do some sort of therapy called EDMR. EDMR therapy, you guys look it up. It goes deep, 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 deep into like the root of the problem. And I would cry so much while we were doing it that I kind of would like make excuses to not have to do therapy the next week or the week after that. And then it got to a point where it was just like, I brought you this far. Now it's up to you to take what I gave you and find the help that you need.
Well, that's when a lot of people with the NDMR1, that's when a lot of people find childhood rooted issues
Yes, the
on
MD.
that one. I have heard of that one.
You have? If you guys need therapy, please. EMDR, I believe it's called.
It is.
Okay. Cindy, thank you so much for the super sticker. And if I missed anybody, I'm still going down. Wow. I just had to address the ADHD one. I know it's not like mental illness, but it is connected to a lot of mental illness, guys. You could look it up if you don't believe me. Mom of three, welcome. Thank you so much for coming by. She says, that's why I always show love to all three kids. Hugs, kisses, 100 I love yous a day. It is very important, very important, very important. Nikwa, do you,
Oh, thank you, Sean Gay.
somebody sent you something? Thank
Yeah, tell
you.
them thank you.
See, okay, now y'all got me cheesing. All right, and
Oh,
I don't want to cheese because until I get my teeth done, I'm gonna be all up in your face like. Listen, but another thing that doesn't help with depression is when you have low self-esteem, guys. We'll talk about that later. But
And that's another good one too.
yeah, that doesn't help. I was definitely a loner and later labeled stuck up, but I was socially awkward as F. I have gotten better. A lot of us that are introverts, that were loners, are labeled weird. Were you labeled weird as a child?
I was.
Hmm. I was
I
labeled that.
was.
I was labeled
I
that.
was labeled mean. Oh yeah, I was the black sheep of the family. I'm still the black sheep
Mm,
of
mm,
the
mm,
family.
mm. And proud.
Yep.
And proud.
Yes.
Period.
I, look, I'm okay. I'll take all those labels, put them on a button, and wear it with pride.
Mm-hmm. See, I missed a lot of people. Hey, break room, how you doing, girl? It's a pleasure to see you. I missed you. Um, okay. Gold digger, I love when her name.
I
Okay, I'm
like
just gonna
that.
scroll real quick because there might be a question that somebody have for you, and I could have missed it. Um, oh, Karma Reveal says I've been through almost everything except my own death at this point. I make sure to.
Oh,
Yeah, that is sad. Don't.
thank
Um,
you, Karma.
I make sure to think about the fact that I'm still here. You are in this struggle. You are still here for a reason too. See,
Thank
you are
you.
still here for a reason.
You
It's
are right. Amen.
uh-huh. You know, Nikki, hi Nikki. I saw your comment earlier. Thank you for coming by, Nikki. I didn't know if you were gonna miss it. I remember people's names in my comments. Sometimes I forget to respond. Please forgive me. But Nikki, you say it is the worst for someone to ask you how are you doing when they don't really care. Oh,
That's true.
I hate it. I hate it when people ask you and they really don't care. Hey, Queen Steph, thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. ADHD can be debilitating. Thank you. I am that somebody. Girl, you know I love me some you. Thank you for that. It is debilitating because here's the thing: when you have ADHD, sometimes you will freeze. Like if you know you have to do something, you literally will freeze and don't do it. When you have ADHD, a lot of times you're a hoarder. When you don't realize, okay, damn, it's not that I'm just a messy individual. This disorder has my brain in such a freeze where I see the mess and I can't function. Like I want to paint, but I can't because of the mess. I want to clean, but I can't because I'm froze.
Right.
I'll do laundry and I'm like, dang, that took everything out of me to do the laundry. But then once you get the clothes, you gotta fold them and you gotta put them away. That's when I take the clothes and I leave them in the bag, put them in a corner. They end up being lost for like what weeks. I'm like, damn, I have no clean clothes. No, you do. You just never took it out the bag. Um, a lot of us don't realize that that is a symptom of having ADHD. Y'all don't know it because you haven't gotten tested for it. A lot of us have failed to be tested because our parents did not test us as children. When we were younger in school, the teacher would say, Niqua is not behaving. She cannot pay attention. Niqua is very talkative.
Yep.
So you would get all those marks on your report card, but nobody would think anything of it other than you're just being bad. And then you would get baton. I used to get, you know, because of my report card, but had my parents gone deeper, had the school said maybe she might have a learning disability. Maybe because I found out that I was dyslexic in college. I didn't know that. I didn't know. A lot of things we find out later on in our years. And when I say in college, I was probably about 25 at the time because I was one of those serial college students that would go to school and then take a break because it, I kept failing or I just didn't know what I wanted to do. So I was like constantly trying again, give up, try again, try again. So when I finally found that out, they were like, you could have had so much what do you call it? We could have given you longer to take a test. We could have did this for you. We could have did this for
Oh,
you.
they could have gave you extensions and
Yes.
all this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very important that you guys, if you have children, you have teenagers, you have even younger. You see how Nikwa said how young she was when she started to feel like she wanted to take her life. You guys talk to your children. Talk to your children.
And if you can't, take them to go talk to someone that can help them. Don't ignore what's
Mhm.
there.
And shout out to all the moms in here that do send their children to therapy. Shout out to all of you. Blueberry Boost says both of my children have ADHD and express their anger issues, isolating themselves, and depression.
See?
Blueberry Boots, thank you for that confirmation. See, and you did everything as a mama. I have to because
Right.
the fact that you know that both of your children have ADHD means that you sought out help for your children to find out what was going on with them.
You
All
paid
of you
attention.
mamas, all of you daddies that do this, it's very important because you can be helping them for their future. Like, had I known that I've had certain issues as a child, I don't think I'd be where I'm at today. I think I'd be in a better position in life. Now it's like, I don't want to blame anybody. I'm at the point where it's like, we have to forgive because they didn't know how
Right.
to deal with us because they weren't dealt with the way they were supposed to be dealt with.
But
So
that's the first step of breaking that generational cycle right there.
generational curses, we got to break them.
If we don't, hmm, here
thank
keep on.
thank you, H Thunder. I'm so happy to see you. He's been around for a very long time. Thankful. Thank you for the super sticker. And child, when I tell you, I love to smile, but I be like, you know, what happens is those of you who deal with depression, sometimes you might seek out advice, right? The vice might be smoking weed. The vice might be alcohol. It might be pills, which I don't recommend any pills or anything like that. It might be, unless they're prescribed by a doctor. Even those I don't like because
If you're doing junkie,
mine was making my mouth dry as hell. Like I want some water right now. Um, and smoking cigarettes. Now, what happened? I'm not proud to admit this, but I do smoke cigarettes, and that is something I don't want to do anymore. I purchased a bunch of books from Amazon to help to quit. And for some people who are lucky, you can be a smoker, but your teeth are still white because you actually take care of your hygiene to like soon as you finish smoking, you go brush your teeth. Let me tell you, a lot of times I'll just smoke and then go to take a nap or, I'll literally like a chimney, especially when I'm stressed out and I won't brush my teeth before I go to bed after you know, and the effects of cigarettes will cause your teeth to not be as bright and pretty. And I used to love to smile. I used to get compliments on my smile all the time. But as I got older, and the addiction got worse, especially with me having my child who's special needs. Sometimes I get a little sad, and I'll
right.
just take them back to back, and it's not only killing you, but it's literally like taken away from your beauty. It's taken away from just damn near everything because you become dependent on it. I know there's a few smokers in here that can relate. Now you don't want to smile because your teeth all fucked up. And on top of that, you're always afraid that what if I get sick from this? We have children we need to be there for. So if you are like me and you're going through depression and you know you want to stop smoking, I have a few books that I purchased from Amazon. I will start reading those books. If they work for me, I will tell you so that you guys could purchase it yourself. Or if I can, I'll give them away. I will literally get the books to give away to people if I know that it helped me. So if there's anybody in here that is suffering from addiction, you're addicted to anything, whether it be alcohol, smoking, anything like that, I have books that can help with alcohol as well. I'll let you know if it worked for me. Um, and sorry for that. I like completely cut you off to like
No,
speak.
you're fine.
Um, it's just when you
This is a conversation.
okay,
We're
it's
having
just
a conversation.
like when you're doing something like this and you read a comment and a comment just moves you to want to speak on something that you've experienced, it kind of like throws you off. So please forgive me. Um, and again, thank you to those of you who are still in here and just sharing your thoughts and your experiences. I'm that somebody says, my daughter is an introvert and can be mislabeled as stuck up if you don't know her. And a lot of people are introverts and are just that way because they like to get to know people before they open up. You got to be careful these days. Modern slaves are not in chains; they are in debt. Wow, that is a deep name. I love it. Modern slaves are not in chains; they are in debt. Psych drugs harm. Well, you know what? Psych drugs do. Um, if it helps with one thing, it causes something with something else. For instance, I have a sister in here. I don't know if she's here and in the chat or just listening. Shout out to you. I love you so much. Her name is Supreme Goddess. Supreme Goddess is very much so against injections and medications and stuff like that. She likes to research them before taking them. So
Yeah.
let's say I get a medication. She always wants me to tell her what it is and she'll do research. I told her that I've been having nerve pain in my head. I went to all types of doctors, all types of tests to find out what's going on. I ended up finding out that that first instant of me having that pain in my head was a day that something happened and I was in complete shock. Um, and the shock went to my head so bad that I've had a pain in my head for about a year now that just won't go away. So I went to like this doctor. He gave me something called nortriptyline, and he says to me it's a antidepressant. And I'm like, I want this pain to go away. What's this gonna do? He's like, we gotta try this first. He gives it to me, and he goes, I just want to let you know this is gonna make you drowsy, and it's gonna make your mouth dry. And I'm like, dang, that's it. Okay, that's not bad. So I tell my sister Supreme, and she's like, She sends me a list of all the things that come with this medication. It gives you those thoughts of taking your life. It does so many things on this medication. I didn't know this. Had she not given me the
Mm.
I would have never known. So I've been afraid to finish it. This literally was 30 days. This probably took me 50 days to take it
So
because
always, I would tell everybody research. I'm an anti-vaxxer. The one time I did take one,
mhm,
heart condition, fibromyalgia, da da da.
mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah, so
Yep.
I feel you, girl. Like I'm over here. That's why it took me so long to take a 30-day. It took me about 50 days. But I will tell you, one of the things that this has done to me, I noticed my underarms smell like different. It's like this is not me. This is not how I smell. This is stank. I don't stink. Since when have I stank like this?
Right. Now there is one that now I am on medication, but I have research. I do follow the to make sure I don't have anything, I don't have any of the side effects that can come across it. Um, oh, Stetson is here.
Yeah,
Hi.
I hope she's still in here. I'm so late
She
on the.
is. I just saw another comment pop up.
I love you, Swenson. She's a good sister.
Um, I am on an antidepressant, one that I researched and everything for.
Do you mind sharing, just in
Yeah,
case?
I'm on Lexapro,
Lexapro.
and
Okay.
you don't nobody have to put the side effects. I know them all. You don't have to tell me what can happen. I know them all, and I've been on it. for over a year, and it helps. I don't hop on all the pill trains and all that. I'm on more natural stuff than what I am big pharma stuff. So
So can I ask you, come get this commentary. Hey, I love you, girl. Thank you so much for the super sticker. It's so beautiful to see like people I haven't seen in a while show up today. Blueberry Boots, like some of you I haven't seen for so long. And I'm just so thankful that this brought you here. Come and get this commentary. She has a channel and I love her Instagram. If you
right,
guys are suffering from depression, go follow Come and Get This Commentary on Instagram because
she's
everything she posts is hilarious. Like, okay, laughing is healing. Open book. Oh, I'm so happy to see you too. Look at her. Okay, sorry, I'm not trying to smile too hard. Okay. I'm just happy to see you guys here. Dawood, Sweet Ma, what up? What's good, chat? Grand evening to you too, Dawood. Um, I don't think our parents had the information we have as parents today.
no.
Listen, you are right. That's why we shouldn't blame them. A lot of us hold anger towards them, and sometimes I do. I get a little mad, like, but if you think about it, your parent had to have gone through something to make them the way that they are, right? Um, we have some parents that are narcissistic and you wonder, why is my mom is a narcissist, my dad is a narcissist. 9 times out of 10 they were raised by one. And okay, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example of a generational curse. My father was a narcissist. He has passed on, rest in peace to him. um he and his father had a very bad relationship. I didn't really know it, but I used to love his dad, my grandpa. And my grandfather never showed me any attention. He didn't like really talk to me much. He wasn't open to getting to know me, but I was stuck on him. For whatever reason, I was in love with my grandpa. Like, I just want to be around him. He was a carpenter. So while he's fixing things, I'd just be watching him, but he would never talk to me. And I recognize now as an adult, a lot of us do this. We seek validation from those who don't pay or acknowledge us. Like, um, we work harder to people please to those that we know, for instance, don't really like us much. I've done this to certain friends. Like, I know, like, I'll be in a group of girls and they don't show me the same attention that they show the most popular one. So what I do? Okay, let me buy lunch for everybody. That doesn't work. A lot of times we will do stuff like this. So me bringing this up was, I would seek love from my grandfather and he would like kind of push me away a bit. And I didn't understand why. And then, when you start to ask your parents story times of what they went through as children, turns out the same thing that my father has done to me, his father did to him. You understand?
Mm,
So he became that. Thank the Lord I didn't turn out to be like my dad, but my father's dad was just that. It comes from somewhere. It comes from the people that raise you, even if it's not your mom or dad.
right.
My mom wasn't raised by her parents. I was questioning, why is my mom the way she is? Why is she? I don't get it. Tell me why. I did my research and I'm talking to them now as an adult. Who raised you? Why are you so different from your siblings? My aunt raised me. I was the oldest, so I was sent out to the country or to the city to find work and do this and this and that. So my aunt raised me. And guess what? The aunt that raised her has always mistreated me as a child.
So
And
things
I
are
thought
making
to
sense.
myself, oh my gosh, the same aunt that raised you that has always mistreated me as a child was the one that took care of you. So she probably mistreated you too. And that's why you the way you are. You guys, we need to start forgiving our parents because they did not, they're not, I don't think they chose to be this way. It took for me to find out she wasn't, because I was like, my grandfather and my grandmother, they're just amazing people. How come you turned out like this? Because you was raised by somebody that was very cold.
Right.
And I kid you not, if you're a child and you start to have anxiety when somebody is an adult is coming around, that's a red flag. You don't feel comfortable around that adult. We you don't feel comfortable around that adult. Sorry. This is another thing. When I'm live, there's always somebody talking to me, whatnot. So please excuse that. Um, I just wanted to share with you guys that it is very important that you talk to the people that raised you, forgive them, even if you don't do it. Don't say it to them. There's certain people that are dealing with narcissistic parents, and you just don't want to talk to them. You could forgive them without actually speaking to them.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's healing for you. Okay, so real quick, let me catch up, and then I'm gonna hold on.
I'll be right back. Give
Okay,
me 1 second.
okay. Thank you so much for your patience. I appreciate you.
Oh, no problem.
Okay. Thank you, Reed 1957. You said that's exactly what I said in my comments earlier. Our parents are honestly did not know about these conditions. That is true. Um, Modern Slave says we have 1 in 5 Americans who now take psychiatric drugs on a daily basis. And honestly, I just did not want to be one of those people that depended on the drug. The reason why I am on this is because I ended up having some stress induced type of uh, nerve pain in my head for about a year. Don't know what it was, whether it was like a little stroke, whatnot. Blood pressure was skyrocket, like 185 over something, whatnot. And so I took this just to see, if this would alleviate. And I have another appointment in a week to see the neurologist. I'll let you guys know how that went. Nikki says, oh, hold on. When you were put on depression meds years ago, your godmother told you to be careful because it could cause you harm. Yes, the therapist doesn't tell you. You guys had Sister Supreme Goddess not told me the side effects, I would have only believed the neurologist, because he told me you're going to have dry mouth and you're going to be very tired. That's all he told me. He didn't say possibly you might want to yourself. He didn't say any of that. How are you, Dimples? How are you? I always call you Maylin. How are you? Thank you, Open Book, for the super sticker. She says this is a powerful conversation. I appreciate that. I'm
Okay,
thankful
I'm
that you
back.
came. Thank you, Stinson, for thanking her for me. Girl, when I tell you, I'm so thankful for my sisters that moderate for me, because you guys really help me out. I don't like to make you feel like you're working, but the fact that you're so welcoming to the people that come in means a lot to me. Thank you. And to Queen G, I also thank you because you're always asking people to please support my channel. Um, Hold on. Let me hurry up because the person that called me, I don't know what she needs. Hey, Royal D, if you're in here, I see your name, but I don't see you. How are you, Brown Tan Johnson? Side effects can uh, be side effects. Be very careful, loves. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Brown Tan Johnson, she did a video. I think it was like 4 in the morning. I was up, and she was led to make that video, and it was very touching. It's short, but if you can just, I don't think her name is that when I look up her channel. If you can share your channel, I feel like that message that she had could really benefit somebody today. Brown Tan, if you could tell them the name of your channel, please, I would truly appreciate it. Nortriptyline, drowsiness, dizzy, dry mouth, blurred vision, constipation, weight gain, trouble urinating may occur. Thank you, Dawood. And also, it makes you stink a little extra. Okay. Um, they have to list all the side effects, but most people don't experience it. That is
There
true.
you go.
Yeah.
Not everybody experience all the side effects.
Yeah. Okay. Sis, if you would, oh, thank you, Tina's testimony for the super sticker. I appreciate that. I'm grateful. Um, I'm going to let you take over from where you last left off, just so I could find out why I'm being called. Nobody ever calls me when I'm not live. Now, when I'm like, come on, go ahead, sis, please.
Okay. Well, just to kind of fast forward my life, things got, my mom got sick at a point in my life. She was diagnosed with COPD and congestive heart failure. So, if you have a close relationship with your parents, you understand how that can impact your life. And that did start tampering with my mental health. I was not on any medication at that time because I didn't go through my whole life taking medication. It's when things got bad, the doctor would put me on medication, and then I would go see a behavior manager to learn how to deal with what I was going through so I can wean myself off of the medication.
So you weaned yourself off?
Yes, they will help me wean off of medication.
How much medication were you on?
Well, at one point I did antidepressants twice.
Twice.
Yeah,
Lexapro and what else?
I did Effexor. Effexor is very scary. Like I would tell everybody, stay away from that.
It's like that?
Hmm.
Well, I can tell you this much. I used to be a pharmacy technician, and the reason why I always refuse to take medication is because I see what it has done to certain patients that used to pick up. I used to see some people get so addicted that they would lie and say that they would come up every week with a new excuse for how their medication got missing. Or and I think I'll tell you the name of one of those drugs. It's very addictive and people use it for ADD. um and this guy would come all the time and lie and stuff. And then there was something to help you to quit smoking cigarettes. One of the patients took their life.
Oh,
Somebody that used to come pick up, I forgot what it was. It was a to stop smoking. I forgot the name of it. And I was wondering why I never saw the person. I used to work at Costco pharmacy. So these people would be customers of Costco. So
right.
they were like family for me. And
Hmm.
the pharmacist told me, unfortunately, so and so committed. And, one of the side effects to I can't remember the name of it. Guys, if anybody knows a medication that is supposed to help you stop smoking cigarettes,
Is
please
it
let me know.
Wellabutrin or something like that?
I don't think it was Wellbutrin. Okay, tell me about Effexor real quick.
Effexor, at that time, it was a trial that they
Chantix.
were trying out.
Chantix. Chantix.
Um,
Chantix.
I went ahead and tried it, and I started all of a sudden seeing these articles about people when they got off it, they were committing suicide. I'm like, whoa.
Are you serious? See?
Um,
See?
so
See? Red flag, red flag.
I'm okay. So I went and talked to my therapist. Is there something we could do? I don't want to do this,
Mm-hmm.
take this anymore. So my therapist has set me up with behavior manage, management is what they called it. And it's a behavior therapist which help you with your behaviors when you have these moments, when you have to deal with the issues that led you to the depression or to your anxiety or whatever that led you feel like you needed the medication. And I worked through that.
Okay. Well,
So
thank you for mentioning that because I don't think a lot of people look into the medication. If a doctor prescribes it, you just take it. please look into it. And if it makes you feel a certain way that it's like, you know, I don't like saying the word, but if it makes you feel that way, please stop taking it. Right.
Right. You should never, even like these, and I know this is a side note, but even these shots that they ask you to give your kids and all this stuff, don't do it because the doctor's standing there telling you to do it, or the school is telling your child needs to do it. Do your research. Ask yourself why these other countries are banning these shots. They're saying, well, Gardasil, we're not allowing them to give these kids Gardasil in all these other countries, but yet USA is allowing you to line your children up and give. First it was little girls, now it's boys and girls, and now they're trying to give adults these shots.
Yeah.
Educate yourself, please.
Yes,
That's
please
all
do.
it is.
Before we continue, I just wanted to thank Blueberry Boots because she mentioned that she has lupus, and I wanted to speak on that real quick because I follow a woman on Instagram that has lupus, and it's really bad. She's always in the hospital, and I'm trying to dedicate a day to talk about different types of ailments and different types of, not just disabilities, but like people might have a disease that nobody understands, and like fibromyalgia. I didn't know much about it, or I don't know anything about it actually until you told me the feelings of the pricklings, and just the thought of it makes my skin crawl. Um, I would like to dedicate a day that's just like, let's talk about lupus. And if there's somebody that has lupus and they want to come share their story, I follow a lady that has lupus. She has to shave her hair off because the flare ups are so bad. I don't know anything about flare ups. I don't know. I know Tony Braxton has lupus. I know a lot of people that are celebrities that have different ailments, sickle cell. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about different things. Depression is very important. So I felt like we needed to speak on that first because
Right,
a lot of you that have these diseases go through and suffer from depression because of your disease.
right.
I can't imagine having lupus. I think I'd be depressed too. Seeing that lady that I follow, mind you, y'all need to start opening up and following different people. Like, for instance, let's say you just have fibromyalgia. You don't know anything about anybody that has diabetes. You don't care about this because you don't got it. You don't care about cancer because you don't have it. You don't care about this. I follow people that have all types of ailments. And I promise you, somebody is going to end up experiencing it, facing it. Maybe let's pray to God that they heal through it. You're going to be able to share with them the people that you follow, and it'll help them. Like, I follow this lady who has a child that has Down syndrome. My child doesn't have Down syndrome, but I follow her and I enjoy
Right.
watching the way she raises her child. And guess what? I might have a cousin that ends up having a child with Down syndrome, and I could say, "Hey, I follow this lady. She might help you, you know, to cope with your situation." I follow people that have children like Amir too, but
You
end of the
just never know.
yeah, you never know. And it will help you through your depression when you see that you're not the only person. And I'm not saying just follow other people that are looking like they're more miserable than you so you feel better. That's not what I'm saying.
I'm sorry.
Please don't do that.
I'm having a bad day. Let me see who's having a worse day.
No, but
No, please don't do that.
what I suggest that you do is look at these other people that go through these things and recognize your blessings. I see other people that don't have arms and legs that look more happier than me. And I'm just like, look at them. That I'm inspired by that. I'm inspired by people that go through worse. Like, I talk about things that I have issues with. And I seen a video of a lady that doesn't have an eye at all. And I was complaining to you guys about my eye from me having a car accident. This lady lost her complete eye, and it's like part of her skull is missing. and she's beautiful and smiling. Like, we need to start thinking about other people and
Mm-hmm.
stop being so like, oh, it's all about me, 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 me. No, there's
Mm-hmm.
other people out there that go through worse, and they're able to, with, you know, I'm not saying that we're all like supposed to be the same. Like, some people might be stronger than others, but for instance, like a couple of years ago, I was way weaker than I am today. I used to cry every day at work when I used to get off of work to go pick up my son, and I would cry for about an hour sitting in my godmother's kitchen, and she would have to console me because I would look at my son and wish that he could do things like other kids. And I would be like this, like crying like this. Now, you don't see me doing that. As time goes on, you become stronger. When you meet other people that are going through similar things, you become stronger. So, this is the purpose of this live today. Know that you are not alone, guys. If you're depressed, my birthday girl was crying yesterday. She had a beautiful 40th birthday yesterday. It's a blessing to make it to this age, baby.
Amen.
Her name is, I hope she's still in here. Hot Wings Lover. Please send her some love, guys. She was sad yesterday on her birthday, and it made me sad. And
Mm.
I just want you to know you're not alone. Okay? Let's just be supportive towards one another in the chat,
Yes.
you know? She's a happy mod. I love you. You're the best mod ever. And guys, I want to apologize to those of you who are content creators and you don't see me and I don't engage. A lot of times it's not an excuse. When I'm depressed, I literally don't have energy to talk. I know if I go into a chat, I'm gonna have to type, and sometimes I want to say stuff, but I'm like, oh, I can't. I'm too weak. I just want to lay here and listen to you. I can sit there and listen to your live. I'll hit like on the live, but I don't type in it. That doesn't mean I'm not there supporting you. I don't want you guys to feel that way. And I'm working on this so that I'm more active and I show people that I actually appreciate them. Like Open Book, you're always in my lives. You're always showing me love. Break Room 411, you always show me love, always in my lives. And, I don't want you to think that I don't support you the same. When you're depressed, it does kind of hinder you in a way where it just like people might think that you don't care about them when you do. So if
Right.
you can, guys, you recognize that you're going through some sort of depression. Just make it be known so people know, like, not to take offense. If you don't see me, I might be going through something. Like, I have a sister by the name of Tina's Testimony. She'll call me, but I don't call her. And I know sometimes people might feel like, well, she don't ever call me. I am so sorry. It's not me being selfish. It's me in need of healing. I need to get myself right so that I'm strong enough to be there and pick up the phone for you. I'm so used to being by myself that I don't think to call. Even my sister, I'll text her, but sometimes it takes a lot of energy to call. You guys, don't be upset with the family members or the friends that you have that suffer from depression. It is very, very debilitating. And, once you recognize that you are depressed, first step is to get up, make a move, and try to get help, which I would like to do. And I'm going to let you guys know when I do it. Okay. It's going to have to be this week. I'm looking for the paper. I have a paper looking up where I wrote down where to call. For anybody that is feeling like they no longer want to be here, um, I
Please.
need to find the number, the hotline. I will post that. Look at my baby, my poor baby. I will show him to you. He's making noises as if he's uncomfortable. Are you okay, baby boy? Sorry, sis. If I cut you off, I would love to hear you continue because
I
obviously.
want to see. Are you? I thought you was bringing them.
Oh, I was, but he's showing his muscles right now, and I don't want you know Amir showing his muscles. I gotta put a shirt on him first. Um,
Oh, I was
um,
getting all excited.
don't worry. For anybody that loves to see my baby, y'all see him in a second. Um, but we have an adult conversation now. Amir, please back up. Um,
Oh, they're giving out the side effects to Lexapro.
to the Medicaid, yeah, I used to work for a doctor that used to make me depressed. I would be, she overworked me and underpaid me. I would
Mm.
put, she was a doctor in Long Island, and I would come back to Connecticut to work at the pharmacy. I worked at the doctor's office during the week, but I didn't want to lose Costco benefits. Costco is the best when it comes to perks, when it comes to the way they take care of their employees. So I didn't want to lose that because the doctor that I was working for, this rich doctor, she underpaid me so much that I would go to work depressed every day. She would overwork me. And there was one time, I'm going to give you a brief story. I recognized that she would treat me a little bit different. There was a Caucasian girl that worked at the front desk. She paid the Caucasian girl $10 more than me. All right. And I'll tell you, I found how I found out. So the Caucasian girl doesn't do any work. She just sits at the desk and takes in patients and appointments. Me, I'm drawing blood. I'm taking urinalysis. I'm putting people on this machine to check their body fat masses and all this type of stuff. And one day I was taking care of this couple that I adore. They used to bring me VHSs to watch. Mind you, who watches VHSs? But they would bring them to me. We'd have conversation. I love them. One day, the doctor asked the girls at the front desk to ask me to go draw blood in the room across the hall. And I was like, well, I'm about to draw their blood. She goes, no, the doctor said she'll draw their blood. You go across the room and go draw
Hmm.
the other patient's blood. So now I'm like confused. Like, I literally have the tourniquet on the arm about to draw the blood, and you telling this girl to tell me to stop and go across. Okay. So I go across the room. Mind you, I'm already depressed. I go across the room and I see this guy. He looks disheveled, and in my head, I'm like, okay, she's she's an a-hole because she's very like stush. And I was like, I guess she didn't want to draw his blood. So he's looking really sad.
Right.
I go to draw his blood and I put the tourniquet on his arm. If you guys don't know what it is, it's that elastic band that they tie around your wrist or your arm. I put the tourniquet and I'm getting ready to, draw his blood. And as I put the needle in, I'm drawing his blood. He says to me, I think it's important that you know that I have HIV and I have hepatitis. And I started to shake. I shook because I felt like I know this doctor didn't just take me out of that room so that I could go to this room to draw his blood because she knew he was sick. And I'm shaking out of anger and I'm hurt and I'm sad and I'm feeling all types of things that I pulled the tourniquet off. And then I pulled the tourniquet. This is that thing that they tie on your arm. It's like causing the pressure. If you guys can see my arm, like causing the pressure. I pull it off. Matter of fact, no, no, no. Before I pulled it off, I pulled the needle out. So now the pressure of the tourniquet is now squirting his blood all in the room.
Wow.
I lost it. I left the tourniquet on his arm that's causing the pressure and the blood is just squirting. I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. Finally, I remember pull the tourniquet and I try to stop his blood. I had to leave for that day. I'm thinking about it right now. It's causing me some just
Well, the fact that the doctor knew this, you knew she knew. You
no.
know.
She knew, and he told me he was hurt. He said he knows that she did that on purpose, and he told me it was hurt, and I was hurt. I had to leave. Um, I started to recognize the way she was treating me and stuff like that, and I only bring this up to give you a visual of what I experienced while working in an abusive type low paying environment. So one day she needed me to, I used to do records as well, and she did not like computers. She was an old school type of doctor. Everything is paper, paper, paper. So I had a patient that had a file this thick, and I had to make the copies hand front and back, front and back. And I had a I went through a mental thing. Like I just started freaking out. I went crazy because she overworked me. So she gave me some pills, some medication to stop me from acting this way. They were pink. I don't know if it was called Paxil, something like that.
Oh, I know Paxil.
It was an antidepressant.
Yeah.
She literally had to drug me to continue working for her. And one day I never took the drugs. I received a fax. This was on a Saturday. I ended up working on a Saturday because I didn't finish making the copies. I received a fax, and the fax told had the amount of money that we made. And the young lady that was at the desk was making almost $20 an hour just to take appointments. And y'all gonna think I'm crazy that I did this. I was getting paid $8.50. Mind you, this is not that long ago. I was working for a doctor. Her name is Dr. Ben Moha, okay, in Long Island. She she underpaid certain people, if you know what I mean. So she ended up calling the police on me because I cussed her out. Once I found out, I couldn't hold it anymore. I went nuts and I went crazy. She called 911 and I had to exit. And yeah, when it comes to your mental health, y'all, you need to put it first. I was suffering at that
Yeah.
job. I was suffering. I was suffering. I was suffering.
Man.
And I had to get out. When I got out, got myself back together, and I was like, but I felt like I had to share that with you guys so you know that depression can be stemmed from the workplace. It could be stemmed from home, whatnot. I used to dread going to work. If you guys are those people that go to work and you're depressed every day at work, my biggest advice to you is to find another job.
Yes.
It sounds so easy to just say that, but your mental health and your actual health is so important, guys. You can get a stroke, you can get a heart attack, you can, oh my gosh, so many things. Anyway,
It could really impact your day to day life.
your health in general. I mean, shit. I had a mental breakdown. That's what it was called, the mental breakdown. I went crazy. Never did that in my life. It was the most scariest thing ever. I couldn't control myself. I had a mental breakdown in front of her patients. I was screaming. Yeah. That only happens when you guys leave a problem when you don't touch it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. When you're leaving stuff unchecked and you're ignoring that.
mm. But yes, a lot of people in the chat have been opening up, and I'm thankful. If I missed anything, hopefully we had somebody in here to address it. I see somebody has muscular dystrophy. Oh, you have.
Oh, no.
Oh, Lisa Smith, you have that gene. I hope nobody in your home suffers from it, like children or anything like that. Wait, oh my gosh, she's at a 25% wasting in her calf area. That must be painful. My spirit, or I'm like, that's a lot.
I'm sorry to hear that, Lisa.
We have so many people. J, what's that? S Joggins? S jo, I have S Joe Jins. Have you ever heard of this? I put it on the screen.
No, I was going to look that up. because I'm curious to what that is.
Yeah, I'm curious too. Thank you for sharing. Before starting any medication, get your lab work done. Check your vitamin D levels. It could very well be low. Oh,
That is
it
true.
mimics depression. Truth in the city. Thank you
That
so
is
much.
true.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the reason why I say thank you, and thank you, there's a young lady in here. It's a wonderful young lady by the name of Cindy. She sent me a link to something called Black Girl Vitamins yesterday. And I've been seeing Black Girl Vitamins pop up on my screen for about a couple of weeks now. And one of the ads was a girl saying that she was depressed and whatnot. And so she started taking the vitamins and they helped. And it mentioned something about having very low vitamin D. It does mimic depression. So I thank you for mentioning that because you brought me back to, oh yeah, the Black Girl Vitamins. I wanted to say, it's called vitamin D3. If anybody's suffering from depression right now and you want to try it out, it's called Black Girl Vitamins, vitamin D3. I want to order it myself when I'm able. I will. And I'll let you guys know how it works out. And there's some people that have autoimmune diseases as well. And some people think autoimmune diseases are HIV and stuff like that. No, it's not. It could very much be any. It could be that or other things. I can't remember the correct terms. Sorry. Okay, sis. Please continue. Please forgive me.
Oh no, you're fine. So so when my mom went through all the COPD and congestive heart failure, she ended up on oxygen 24 hours a day. That's when I met you. That's when we met and we became friends. Then she was diagnosed with cancer. And you mentioned you never know, you don't think it will happen to you. And that was something I didn't think that would ever happen to me. I live 680 miles away from my home state. I live 680 miles away from my family and my mom.
Mhm. And
And
you were like this with your mom.
yes, I talk. Yeah, I have no clue. Every day, sometimes it would be 4 times a day with my mom. The best thing my mom learned how to do was FaceTime. We talked all the time. I told my mom everything, the good and the bad. That was my biggest cheerleader.
Hmm.
And to have her have something wrong with her, and I couldn't do anything to help her. And she had a special relationship with all 4 of her kids. And I know not everybody get that relationship with their mom, but I did. I We did. I went home every month, once a month. I went home. I
Hmm.
drove, I flew, I went home to relieve my siblings from taking care of my mom, to be with my mom, to do whatever I could to
Hmm.
support my mom. But that was like the hardest thing ever. And her lung was shrinking. I don't know if you guys know what COPD is, but your lungs shrink.
I didn't know your lungs shrink. I just knew that it was a disorder when it comes to breathing.
Correct. Well, your lung is shrinking, so your heart and everything is working overtime for you to try to breathe, on its own. And there had been some scary moments, where she would be walking around the house and accidentally unplug her oxygen tank. And my brother would find her just passed out, and she'd be without oxygen for a little bit.
Uh, so she needed like around the care.
Right. My brother gave up his life. I mean, I will always give thanks to my brother He
Mhm.
gave up his life to take care of her. My oldest sister oversee, the day to day. My other sister helped with the doctor appointment. I was the one child that lived out of state. So I am grateful for my siblings. But they knew the minute they called and was like, hey, Nico, you need to get home or we need a break. It was nothing to go home in a heartbeat, you know. My mom was spoiled. Don't get me wrong. She's very spoiled. She would call my husband behind my back to get whatever she wanted.
Mhm.
But one thing I did appreciate was during the time of her cancer, we talked about her mental health. And this is where this come into play. And she went and she seeked out therapy
While she was sick?
while she was sick.
Wow.
I was so happy that she did that because she had to understand what she was going through. I went and talked to a therapist during that time because I had to understand what I was going through. And I remember trying to get my siblings to, and they went at that time. When she died, that was the darkest moment in my life. I went dark. And when I say I went dark, I really wasn't interacting with anyone. Not the people in the house I lived in, not with my husband, not with anybody. I slept a lot. My depression was so bad where I wouldn't admit it to anyone. Like, it breaks my heart talking about it now. I
Yeah.
lost my best friend. I lost the person that brought me to life. I lost my biggest cheerleader. I lost my reason of being. That's how I was seeing it. And I knew I needed to go and talk to a therapist. I knew I needed help. And I prayed. Oh, trust me, I prayed. I did a lot of praying. I did a lot of crying. I was up all night. They put me on trazodone. I'll never forget that. They started me off on 50 milligrams. I was still up. They put me on 150 milligrams. That should have knocked out a horse.
100 and what?
150 milligrams of trazodone.
OMG,
I
that's a
was
lot.
still up.
This was because of your depression?
Yes, I was still up.
Listen, y'all, and I have to say this. Rest in peace to your mother. My condolences. I know there's never you can never say anything to make that feel better or right. Doesn't matter how long ago you lost your mom. It's a different type of pain. The way I see my cousins, my good friends, how they still, it's almost like you mentioned their mama, you're gonna see them cry like as if it's the first day they found out it happened. It's a different type of pain. And I don't ever want to know the feeling of it, but I know that it can happen. I could go first, God knows. But that's a different type of pain. And to anybody that has lost their mama in here, I'm sending you love and hugs. And Niqua knows what it feels like because whenever it's like her mom's birthday or something is coming up, you know, she, listen, she's like, not you, to me, you're like not the same. Like, I can't,
Yeah.
I can't really explain it. And I have another person in here that lost their mama that sometimes describes to me the same thing, like being dark, like just you're not there.
No, it's like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. But and I understand, like I said, not everybody had a healthy relationship. And my mom was by no means perfect. She
Mhm.
had her faults. But it was what mattered at the end. And when it mattered, She was my mother. She took care of me. She was there, and she loved me for me. And when I was sick, when I was depressed, she was the one. When I made the decision to get help for my mental health and stuff, she was supportive. You know, she wasn't the mother that she was when I was a kid. It wasn't, you need to pray. It wasn't none of that. She would say pray, but baby, I understand. I understand. You go talk to your therapist. You go do what you need to go do to get you back to where you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
So it is hard for me when, well, it's not hard, it breaks my heart when there are people out there who mothers did not love them that way. I don't, you know, I don't
That's,
know.
that's a different kind of pain.
That my heart breaks for them because this person gave birth to you. They supposed to love you. And to me, that's a whole nother mental health deal, regardless if you want to admit it or not.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole nother mental health issue right there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I did. Eventually I finally gave in. My husband finally talked me into it. And my closest friends was like, hey, your mama will want you to. This ain't you. My mom nickname for me was Sunshine. The joke I used to say was I was sunshine and the other three was rainy, cloudy, and S storm. I was the happy one. And I never got back to being that person. I
After you
am
lost your
still,
mom?
hmm,
After you lost your mom?
yep. I never could get myself to be back to being that person. I would love to be that person. Now I'm not dark anymore, thank God, but I'm not who I was
Can
before my mom died.
can I can I just, before I ask you this question, I want to thank you for mentioning what you did, because there's somebody in here that has a mom that is currently suffering with COPD and has lung cancer. I pray for your mother, Nikki
Me
Bowman,
too.
for her healing and for her not to suffer, even if we know that this is something that she's going to end up passing from. Just pray for her not to experience much pain from it. And,
And Nikki, if you need someone to ever talk to, go through Sweet Mom to get my IG. You
yes.
could you
Hmm.
could come out. Hey, if I could be of any assistance of what you're going through, honey. And I'm sorry, you know what I'm going through, Nikki Nicole.
Yes. She says she sees her mom struggling and whatnot. How are you, Miss Foster's Family Values? Toya, how you doing? Thanks for coming through.
I hate for any of us that have lost our parent, but we know we all have to go through it. And it's because of my mom,
Thank Nikki.
um, quote unquote, guilt tripping me is the reason why I have a relationship of somewhat with my dad. This is how, yes, that woman found it in her heart to forgive him enough to ask my brother and I to have a relationship with this man.
Mm.
Okay.
Can I ask you before I forget? Um, what did you do? Because I know there's some people in here that lost somebody very close to them. There was actually, oh my goodness, there's a woman that I read a comment from her post, from a post I did the other day, and she was supposed to go on a vacation with her husband, and he passed away, and they were celebrating their anniversary or something like that. And just knowing that she lost her other half, and a lot of you that lost your mom was probably the closest thing to you. How do you deal with that? Like, I know I can't ask you, and what's going to work for you is going to work for somebody else. but maybe if you just share what you did, maybe they could.
Well, for me, a lot is how I was raised. I was raised the old way, how the Bible said you don't supposed to cry at funerals. I did not cry at my mom's funeral. A lot. This is weird. At one point, she couldn't talk because she had lost her voice box when she decided to go ahead and allow them to trach her. It was a permanent trach. And then they had put her under a heavy morphine sedation to keep her comfortable. She passed away on the 14th of October, so that was a Wednesday. The nurse was really nice. She would FaceTime us, even though my mom wasn't coherent. We would still FaceTime and talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
That Friday, the last Friday she was alive, she was awake, aware. She FaceTimed each one of her children and just mouthed, I love you, 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 I love you.
Mm-hmm.
So right when that Monday, I get a call from my oldest sister, and she was letting me know what was going on, and they can keep her. How did she put? Like things weren't looking good, and they can keep like her vitals up, not up, but stable.
Mm-hmm.
Until my husband and I got there, and we got up there, and the fact that I was present with him, with her, my
Mm-hmm.
oldest, and my mom passed in 2020, y'all. So that was the year of COVID.
Yeah, that's literally 2020 was.
I'm just letting y'all know she didn't have COVID though.
Yeah.
So only two of us could be back there. So my oldest sister and I were the ones that was back there, and to be able to sit with her and to tell her, it's okay, you can go, and to have that with me. Like my mom wanted to be cremated. I'm
Mm-hmm.
the keeper of her cremations, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Like that is my comfort, for me. So all of that together is what has been helping me get through this. When I am missing her the worst, I when I'm at home, I could touch her. I could touch her urn.
Mm-hmm.
That's the closest thing I'm gonna have to her. That I still have the voice recording that we used to send to each other through the Alexa apps. I still have those, so I could still hear her voice.
Mm-hmm.
See, I have stuff a lot of people wouldn't think to have. And I always tell people, you know what? Grieve. I can't tell you how you're going to grieve, but please grieve. Don't sit there and try to be like, oh, I can't cry. Oh, I got to be the rock.
Hmm. Just like you said, you didn't cry because you were always taught.
Not to cry at the
No.
funeral, but the moment I got on the highway, my husband would tell you I cried that whole 10 hours.
Oh my gosh, 10
Um,
hours.
I cried, I
Woo.
cried, I cried.
You had to release that.
Oh, yes, I cried. I cried for the whole 5 years of her on the oxygen machine. I cried over, and you guys, here's the thing. She went through two major surgeries. The first diagnosis of cancer, then they did an 8-hour surgery where they told us it was a 50-50 chance she may not be able to make it off the table because she's on oxygen 24 hours. They can't have her on oxygen when she's on the table.
Yeah.
So it was all of us, and we're not a small
Period.
family. We're not a small family at all.
So it
It,
must have been hard to make that decision, huh?
it was. And all her kids had power of attorney on her medical deal, but we still allow her to make that decision.
Mm.
When they did the permanent trait, me and my older sister, no, we didn't want that, but she wanted that because she thought her kids wanted that. But we let her make that choice. But to know that I couldn't just pick up the phone and see that lady or go and pick at her, buy her some, order her some truffles again, or spoil her one more time, that hurt. And that, I mean, when I say I went dark, y'all. I mean, I cried. I didn't eat. I just stayed up in a dark room. I didn't watch TV. I listened to music and just,
Did did you like not take care of yourself? Like, with a lot of people that are depressed, which I mentioned yesterday, sometimes you will not self-care. You won't take a shower. You won't.
oddly enough, I did that.
Oh, okay,
I
that's good.
did. Because my showers was my time to let it all out.
Release, Scott.
I
Gotcha.
could really like sob. And I went through and I'm not going to lie, I was mad at God. I was mad at God,
Mm, a lot
you
of
know.
a
I
lot
was
of people.
angry. And then I was asking God to forgive me for being mad at God. And then,
You was just going through the motions.
oh, girl, I was mad at my mom. I was mad at everybody. If you breathed wrong, damn it, it was your fault. I was just mad.
Sis Niqua, can I just say this? I thank you again for even sharing. Um, I know right now some of you might not be able to relate to this because you haven't lost anybody close to you. I just want you to know. I want you to know. There were times where I never knew what it would feel like to lose somebody close to me. I never knew what it would feel like until it actually happened. So you guys, it's something to always mentally prepare for. Um, So when I say mentally prepare, look at the people that you love the most and make sure you let them know that you love them. You try to reach out every once in a while. Like for me, I'm constantly depressed, so I tend to forget to reach out to people. Well, let's just shake that off. Like if I have to go and do a live every single week about depression, which I'm probably going to do, um it's gonna be for us to heal through it. Like, yes, share what you've gone through, share the symptoms of it, not washing your ass for weeks and stinking and having to be told you need to eat, you're losing too much weight. Like, wake up, look in the mirror. If that's what you need, I will go live every single week and we will talk about it. If somebody wants to come up and share, I want you to know it might not affect you now, but it could later. What she's saying right now might not mean anything to you, but one day you're going to remember, damn, I remember that live she did. I need to go back and listen to this live because I need to hear what Niqua did to get through what she got through. Because
Yeah.
a lot of times I don't think about what other people go through because I didn't go through it. It's important to prepare yourself. Um, what was I gonna say? Coping mechanisms, like she said, she has her mother's ashes. If she needs, she could touch them. She could do this, whatever it is that you can do to cope through it. Um, I did say, and I like to remind you guys because I don't want you to think that I forget. When I make a promise to do something, even if it takes a year or two or three to do, which I'm embarrassed to admit, sometimes it does take that long, I do those things. So I did say that I wanted to gift people that had lost a loved one with portraits.
Right.
Um, there's I already have in mind, obviously you, I would love to do something for you. And I have a sister by the name of Open Book here that I wanted to gift with something because she lost her mom. And, I don't even want to think about it. Like what I would do, I would probably be in a mental institution if I lost mine. You know, I don't want to think about that stuff.
Believe it or not, I thought that way too. But we're actually the strongest when people think we're going to be our weakest. That's the best way I could put it to you,
Mm.
because I found my siblings and I, we were so busy comforting everybody else
Oh, see, I didn't even think about that. You have the guests that are coming for the funeral. That
that
yes, okay.
yes, we were so busy comforting, because my mom was a preschool teacher
Mm.
for
Oh,
head
so she was
for Head
loved.
Start. You
She
know,
was loved.
she
Oh,
was a long time Head Start preschool teacher. So there
everybody.
was a lot of people she taught and their kids and so forth, and it was just so touching. Even like I said, through the time of COVID, how many people came through, and we was able to do it her style, her
And
way. You know,
as fearful as people were to get COVID and they came to support, that means your mama was extremely special.
oh
Um,
yeah, she was.
um, I just want to say thank you again for opening up because um, you have a similar experience with Karma Reveals. She said that she didn't cry during her mother's funeral arrangements and the day of. She said she couldn't cry. She was angry. But when it was a time to come out, she cried for 3 days straight.
She understand. I
Okay.
understand.
So, y'all, just the thought of it, oof, makes me feel some type of way, and I don't like it. Kanetta, I want to thank you so much. Kanetta sends me a cash app, and she said, "Great live." Thank you for that. I know I'm catching this like super late
But
because I.
remember how I told you how I lost my grandfather when I was 21 and my grandmother a day after my 40th,
Hmm.
and how people thought I was going to be depressed during those moments. Oddly enough, no, didn't cry, wasn't depressed. But when you lose your mama, boy, that knocked me out of my.
You know what? I think there's when you lose a parent, there's no comparing to any other type of loss. Maybe, you know, if you lose your partner in life, that was there supporting you throughout everything. Like for instance, you have thank God you had your partner, your husband,
Right.
while you were going through what you were going through. The thought of losing a person that was there for you when you lost your mama, Lord God, I don't know how that would feel.
Oh, girl. Whew.
So there's some people that lost their husbands and their wives and they're grieving, and I want to send my love and hugs to you guys virtually.
Yes.
um I don't want to keep you guys too long, but I want you to know this conversation about depression is not something that I'm just going to do one time and it's over. This has to be something that's discussed on a weekly, and the reason why I say this is because sometimes people need that. Some people have therapy once a week and you can't wait to talk to your therapist. I'm not saying this is your therapy. I'm saying this is just an incentive for you to want to seek help. Having somebody go live and talk about something that some people are embarrassed to admit that they go through. For instance, I can do lives every Monday about this, but in the sense of helping to rebuild you from depression, to get out of it, to seek help, to actually get up and brush your teeth and take a shower. Because sometimes, I'm not going to lie to you, I won't. And it'll be so long to where it's like, are you insane? Do we need to call somebody to come help you? Because why are you not washing your ass?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be somebody out there that's willing to be open enough to share those things. Like, do you think I want to share that? No, that's embarrassing. But if it's going to help somebody else know that they're not alone, I'm going to come on here and I'm going to talk about it. And this will
Yeah.
be a weekly thing, a weekly mental health check. And within the mental health check, there will be story times of what so and so did something to you to cause you to have a mental breakdown. What did you do? You were almost at the point to take your and you didn't, like stuff like that. I think is important to keep discussing. Don't you think, sis?
I think that that is actually an amazing idea
Okay, so
because that's a good support thing for people to look forward to. The way the world is now.
exactly. And you know, God knows you might do a live that might change somebody's life. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's this one person that I will never forget. I haven't seen her in a long time. I decided, and this is why you should always go with, if you're getting signs to go live and talk about something you know nobody really is going to tune into, still do it. I remember, I think it was Christmas Day or something like that. I didn't want to go live, but something kept telling me somebody needs me to go live right now. I don't know why. So I wrote on my community board, somebody needs me, I'm coming. So I promise you, as God is my witness, I decided to do this live while my family was all celebrating together, having dinner, and it was just me and Amir in the house by ourselves. And I stood up for 3 hours on that live. You guys could still go watch it. And I was talking about being depressed during the holidays. That's when I get the most depressed, is during holidays now for whatever reason. And I was talking, and trying to uplift whoever was feeling sad with me. And
Right.
after, matter of fact, after the live, there was some random person that came into my live, never seen my channel before, and they told me that they were ready to off themselves, and they were so thankful that they found my live because it stopped them from what they wanted to do. So this young lady that I tell you I'll never forget actually messaged me after my live, and she thanked me, and she told me she was away at family's house for the holidays, and she was contemplating taking her life in the home where she was at, where they were celebrating. That's how depressed she was. She was contemplating taking her life on Christmas Day. And she said, I thank God that you went live and listened to whatever voice told you to go live, because you helped me. I'll never forget that. And the fact that, it was only two people, that for me, I'm just like, only, no, thank you, Lord. you know? So don't ever look and think nobody's watching, nobody's getting anything from your content. Don't ever
Because you
feel that.
never know.
You never know who you could be touching. And I'm so thankful that those two people came into my lives that day. I never seen the other person ever again, but the other person, she would periodically come and I would see her and I'd be so happy. Um, you just reminded me, I kind of want to reach out and see how she's doing. But if you need good advice, talk to the person who has depression. If only we could follow our own advice. That is so true.
Yep.
God lets you go through so you can help others. Yes, I believe that. You can save someone's life, the chosen one. Amen. And it is true. I was depressed on the holiday. What did I do? I went live and I ended up helping two people that were in in a worse position than I was. I wasn't feeling suicidal or anything like that, but they were. Um,
Oh, Queen Dree, I'm sorry for your loss.
what happened?
She said she lost her brother around, she lost her brother around Christmas.
Oh, see, Queen G, you never told me that. My sister, my love and hugs to you. I know she lost. I didn't know it was during Christmas time. So if I were her, I probably would be more depressed around the holidays after losing my sibling. So now that I know this, I will always be up your butt during the holidays. I'm gonna be sending you extra love
Right?
there for you, my sister. I'm
Mm.
thankful for those of you who are still in my life, regardless of whatever I talk about. Um, there are connections that are made that cannot be broken, and I'm thankful for that. Um, they might be few, but to be honest with you, they're so fulfilling. Me connecting with you. I know you don't check in for all the mess I be talking about, but you're never gonna leave.
Nah. I'd be too busy in that deep, messy sector.
She's in her sector of her own, but she still cares about Amir and me, and I
And
still.
but I still keep my eye on what you doing, and I do pop in and I do the replay and stuff.
Oh yeah,
But
and you fill me in on a lot of things that I need to know.
I'm like, good gosh.
Jaguar, hello.
Yeah, y'all stop trying to suggest for her to get her on the platform. That ain't happening.
I think those of you who are in that sector will understand more then. But yes, again, I know this wasn't enough for you to tell your whole story. I don't know if you want to leave it here for now and then the next one we do go further, because I don't sometimes I feel like I don't want to overdo it with certain things, so I would cut it off at a certain cap.
I think this would be a nice spot to leave it at.
Okay.
But I would like to say to everybody, if you see someone that look like they're having a bad day or something, it's okay to ask someone how they doing or if they're okay. Believe it or not, those questions would make a big difference in someone's life. And check on your own mental health. Please do not ignore that. We ignore our own mental health a little too much.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Anomaly, you lost your mom a
I'm
year.
sorry.
Virtual love and hugs to you.
And Nikki Nicole, you are right. Losing a sibling is hard. I lost an older brother on the surgery table. So yes, I know.
Oh my gosh, you lost a brother too, Queen Dree. You see, Queen Dree, like I feel like losing a sibling is like losing a limb. Like,
It is. It is. So now I understand. Oh, Queen Drew's so sweet. And this was those who knew I was going to do this. They knew I was nervous. Sweet Mom knew I was nervous about this. Um,
yeah, but you don't like you
I'm
honestly.
private. I'm a private person, but I knew that this was something I needed to share because we are sometimes as a culture we are too private,
Too private.
and we got to start trying to not be to save each other in that sense.
Sis, you know what I was thinking? A lot of us that go through depression, right? We gotta go to we want to start at the root, right? You
Yeah.
told me that it started from when you were a child. Um, I saw something about a month ago about healing your childhood, your inner child. Um, I want to look deeper into that, and I thought I wanted to do something that would be healing for me, and it would be painting myself as a child. And as I'm painting myself as a child, I would be giving that baby girl words of affirmations. You are beautiful. You are smart. You are this, and I'm just gonna do it. And I'm gonna do it on a live. So but the live would be the mental health check-ins that I'm gonna do.
I
So
like that idea.
yeah, so if it works for me, like I'm willing to do this, but I can draw you. I've done this for other people. Like there was somebody that had a birthday party and I drew 12 different canvases for her and they were able to paint the drawings that I did.
Oh,
So I can do this for other people if you want to heal from childhood, and you want to paint yourself and give yourself words of affirmation, and you don't have to paint picture perfect. You can paint just like this right here. It could be abstract. What
okay.
it could be abstract like this right here.
That's still perfect. You just stop it. But
No,
I would do that.
when I say abstract, like it doesn't have to be the same skin color, but I honestly feel like painting helps me. Um, But when I'm too depressed, I cannot touch a paintbrush. When my room is completely cluttered, I cannot touch a paintbrush. But it is healing to paint. So I'm willing to do this, but you guys are going to have to start showing up. Like, I noticed the numbers go down and whatnot, and it's very discouraging. But if you guys are interested, I will make an example of what I'm going to do for myself. I'm going to draw myself as a child, and I will just sit up here, talk to you guys about whatever. You guys can share with me your childhood. Whoever wants to come up and they want to vent, if you want to continue on from the story and tell us about your second attempt, we can do that. And then just,
I like that idea. I like that.
yeah, it's literally, I feel like healing. You sharing your story is helping somebody. All the ladies in here that are telling me they lost their mamas, do you understand that you touched them because they could relate to you? So I'm thankful that you even shared that with us, because you didn't have to. Because sometimes people don't like to open up about certain pain because it reopens up the wound.
Yeah.
But she was willing to share that with you guys. So thankful for that. Penny Wilson, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate everybody allowing me to share that. And I thank you for allowing me the space to share it. And I thank my peeps from the server for coming over and listening to me and being supportive over there.
Thank you from the Discord.
I appreciate them.
Y'all can go back to the messy stuff later, but let me let me get in on it too, because sometimes I like the mess. I ain't gonna lie. It distracts you from your own problems, but let's be real here, guys. If we get too distracted from our own problems, how are we gonna ever fix them?
That's right.
So let's take a break sometimes out of the week to focus on ourselves, our goals, the things that we want to do. There's this before we go. There's this page that's on Instagram, and I really, really like it. Some of the things that they post, I'm gonna say, are a little like, this makes me more depressed type thing, but I don't want to do that. Hold on, let me go to all posts, profile. Let's go to my likes, guys. Okay, I'm gonna press play in a second, guys, so you guys can hear. But Nico, I'm grateful that you even, came up. And then the next week when I do this, it'll probably be every Monday if you guys don't mind. It's really for our better good, for us.
That you can't imagine ever being.
Okay, guys. So I'm gonna go to the first one.
Isn't it weird how you can experience situations throughout your life that are so heartbreaking or stressful that you can't imagine ever being okay again? Then, a few weeks, months, or even years later, you notice that the days go by without you thinking about those times. You laugh, you smile, you go about your day, and realize that you're stronger and happier than you thought you ever could be again. Those bad times might always be in your mind, but you feel at peace with your past, and the memories that come back don't punch you in the heart like they used to. You realize that you are, in fact, as strong as everyone was saying you were at the time, and that you would, in fact, get through what you went through. Isn't it amazing how much we can change, how much we can learn, and how much we can grow? Every experience will get you to where you are supposed to be. Every loss, every heartbreak, and every mistake. Don't be afraid to mess up, and don't expect success overnight. Get lost, get so damn lost, and find yourself over and over again. Believe in yourself, forget about what other people think, and trust your journey.
Okay.
I like that.
I love that. So I've been saving a few of them just to share, because, like, sometimes hearing things like this open your eyes and your mind.
In case no one has told you this in a while, all the time you spend grieving, resting, healing, crying, laughing, failing, stumbling, doing what brings you joy, and making mistakes is not time wasted. They are all part of the human experience, your experience. You don't need to blame yourself. Nor do you need to justify yourself to anyone. Your worth is not measured by how much work you've done or how fast you've done it. You're worthy regardless of what phase you're in. You don't have to constantly push yourself forward. You don't have to show up as your best self every day. Listen to your body and be honest with yourself about your needs. And give yourself what you need without guilt. You matter. Your peace matters. Your happiness matters. Live life at your own pace. Take this minute. If everything is moving too fast and things are getting overwhelming right now, I want you to stop for 1 minute and take some deep breaths. Take this minute to be proud of how far you've come and how much you've grown. Take this minute to acknowledge that until this point, there hasn't been a single struggle that you haven't made it through. In case no one has told you this.
Okay, stuff like this really helps. And like if I could listen to this on repeat.
You would.
Pain travels through families until someone is ready to feel it.
Now this right here, it reminded me of how we were speaking about generational curses and whatnot. This will touch somebody else, or you too, sis.
Pain travels through families until someone is ready to feel it. For many of us, our generational curse is avoidance. We come from people who just act like it didn't happen. But pain demands to be felt. And somewhere along the line, a child will be born whose charge it is to feel it all. These are your shamans, your priests and priestesses, your healers. You call them mental health patients and label their power as depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, and the like. But these are the ones who are born with the gift of feeling. And as we all know, you can't heal the pain that you refuse to feel. It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. In everybody's life, there's a point of no return. And in a very few cases, a point where you can't go forward anymore. And when we reach that point, all we can do is quietly accept the fact. That's how we survive. I don't want to be a genius. I have enough problems just trying to be a man. But perhaps in embracing our humanity, we find the strength to heal. Pain travels through families until someone is ready to feel it.
All right, I think I had I just downloaded one that I want to share with you guys. I shared it before, but it might be helpful to some of you that are dealing with depression, because I know it was for me. Hold on.
You are beginning to understand, aren't you, that the entire world is not something external, but something deeply embedded within you, in your thoughts, your perspectives, and your heart. The realization is dawning that true peace is not found in the outside world, but within yourself. To find peace in life, you must first cultivate peace within your own soul. This internal harmony is the foundation upon which everything else is built. As you begin to embrace who you truly are, you discover the secret to truly enjoying life. Authentic joy comes not from external achievements or the validation of others, but from a deep, genuine appreciation of yourself. When you learn to love and accept who you are, you gain a powerful shield against the challenges that once made you feel overwhelmed or defeated. This self-awareness is a profound gift. It empowers you to stand strong, even in solitude. When you recognize your own worth and embrace your individuality, loneliness loses its grip on you. You may be alone, but you will never be lonely, for you carry within yourself all that you need to feel whole, content, and at peace with the world around you. You are beginning to understand, aren't you, that the entire world is not...
Sorry guys, it repeats. I think I have one more over here.
Here are 10 lessons you need to know. 1. Stop telling people everything. Some people don't care, and others may secretly want you to fail. 2. Choose your friends wisely. The fastest way to improve is to surround yourself with better people. 3. Expect nothing and appreciate everything. Be grateful for the little things in your life, as this helps you find inner peace. 4. Do your best and trust the process. The harder you work, the more blessed you will become. 5. Control yourself, not others. Mastering self-control is your true strength. 6. Learn to react less. When you control your emotions, no one can use them against you. 7. Embrace change. Life is constantly evolving, and your ability to adapt will determine your success. 8. Invest in self-care. Your mental and physical well-being are the foundation of everything else in your life. 9. Practice patience. Great things take time, and rushing often leads to unnecessary mistakes. 10. Set boundaries. Protect your energy and time by learning when to say no and understanding your limits. Here are 10 lessons.
Okay, so I know that was off, but this is key to your healing as well.
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah, thank you. I had to share that because I feel like it's key to healing. Amir's really excited, right, baby? He's happy. Um, Welcome to anybody that just came in. I see my sister Jazzy Ray. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for all of you that actually sat through this. I'm very grateful. This is the one that I wanted to share. Little eye candy. Hold on. Let me see if it's up here. I hate whenever, if you guys don't have like a computer, hold on. 'Cause I'm doing this on a computer, and I'm not very computer savvy. That's why I'm saying this. My mouth is super dry, Amir. Okay. I want to share the screen, but I'm having an issue. Give me a second. Thank you for your patience, sister. Recent. Okay, this is not working for me. Oh, I forgot to check the
poll.
Yeah, the poll. Okay, so basically, I have 234 votes for this. Did you feel depressed as a child? 49% said yes, 39 says no. 9% says they're not sure. 3% says they can't remember their childhood. That is pretty sad because it says 49% say yes out of 235 people. I'm no math whiz, but that's a lot.
Even seeing 1% say yes is sad to me.
Okay. I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna say, okay. Hold, because I really think it's important. I'm gonna let you guys answer this. Okay. Let me do. Okay, Amir. Okay, so I have, was this live helpful? Should I do this weekly? Please answer. I can't see who answers. Just take the poll if you please. And as I get that together, Amir's over here talking.
He's giving his vote.
Yeah, Amir. Oh yeah, we need downloads. Amir, what's your vote? Should I do this weekly, Poppy? Is this him? Okay, I got it. Right, so we're gonna go back. I'm letting you guys vote, And now I'm going to select the screen, recents. There we go.
I find solace in just being myself and not trying to live up to anybody's expectations, but it does bother me at times. I have episodes. It's like I've been dealing with it for so long. I know what it feels like when it's coming. So there's really no solution you can have. You just have to kind of like deal with it and ride this shit out. I say look for love, not from other people, but within yourself. And that kind of helps. But it's all about taking care of your temple. And if you're taking care of your temple, not only are you doing something, for yourself, but you're also taking the time out to consider your health, taking the time out to consider being there for your people, as long as you can possibly be, that kind of thing, So that's what it was for me. And as far as the mental part of it, to cope, you do the physical. To cope with the mental part, you do the physical. It doesn't always work, but hey, I like, if someone's out there right now listening and you're going through depression and all that shit, all I could tell you is, I hope your today is better than your yesterday and your tomorrow even better.
Amir agrees, Method Man. Method Man, thank you for those words. Those Amir, I guess Amir said he wanted to say hello, y'all. I'm sorry. Ciao. Okay, Amir. You want to say hello to the people? And you gotta tell them that they're not be judging you because first of all, we don't have sorry, we don't have a mama that knows how to comb hair. So Amir said, don't make fun of him.
Hi, Amir.
Sorry, you've been drooling all over himself because I had him sitting over there. Sorry, Bobby. Amir
Hi,
says hello.
baby.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, baby.
Hi, Auntie.
He said, I just wanted to vote. That's all.
Yeah, you wanted to vote? Okay. You want me to check the votes? Okay, sure. Y'all, okay. If anybody knows depression, it's a special needs parent. So, like, I used to really, this would really be hard for me. Oh my gosh. But you know what? I'm blessed to have him. I feel like, you know, I can help somebody else that's going through it too. And there's people that I look to for help. So, you know, let's just make this a family. Like, even if you don't have a child, um, even if you don't have a child that has special needs, we can still connect together and, you know,
Right.
have a little family. I think it's very important. Let me check to see what the votes are looking like. All
We
right.
can all learn from each other.
OMG, that's awesome. You guys. Okay, thank you so much. Essay, was this live helpful? Should I do this weekly? 92% say yes, and 8% say once a month. What do you think, Amir? Okay, I'm gonna let some more people vote because some people didn't. Because it's not that many votes. I got super excited, like, oh yeah, 90 something percent. I gotta vote, guys. I don't want just two people voted. No, it was actually 27 people that voted, but come on. Give me some more, y'all. Amir, was this helpful? I think that's a yes. Okay. So for those of you who don't want to vote, let us know. And yes, would you be willing to do a part two? Sister?
If you need me, I am here. I am very interested, however, to hear the stories from a lot of other people too,
Oh
who
yeah.
is willing.
Who's willing to share? Well, you know what? I think the fact that you came up here, you could have possibly inspired some people to want to do it. Can I ask you, after doing just this little, how does it make you feel? Does it make you feel like you got some stuff off your chest? Do you feel happy that you were able to help some other people? Like, just let me know.
Oh, is that how? Hey, Amir has spoke.
How does this
I feel like after reading some of it, that some people stated that they could relate and that's how they have felt and everything. I did say to you, if I could get one person to understand how I felt, I would say I feel good about sharing my story because I don't go around telling everybody my life. I am a private person with that. I would share it with certain people, but not with many people, you know. Um, but I just feel like sharing can help others open themselves up to what they may be feeling or going through or what they have experienced. And that's all that matter. I'm always willing to try to help someone.
do you know helping others is like helping yourself too? It's
It
very
is. I
so.
I love. Look. I am a psychological person. I analyze. I watch. I love the mind, and mental health is what all about the mind.
Mm-hmm.
So
Child. Well, the your answer was just perfect. I'm actually thankful that this did do something. It did. Hey, you guys that's watching in the chat, do you agree? Do you think having her on here was very helpful? Okay, let me check the votes real quick. All right, so I'm gonna end the poll since some of you didn't want to vote. Some of them probably didn't know how, but so I guess it is what it is. This was helpful, and
well, I'm happy to hear that.
92% of people say yes, they want this at least once a week. And once a week, we don't have to be like, oh my gosh, telling sob stories. It's a mental health check. Okay. Like, for instance,
You
next
could just have a happy mental health week. Like it don't have to be negative all the time.
no, it doesn't. Like, for instance, you see what Method Man says that he does to cope with his depression. He feels when the depression is coming. Method Man has become so health conscious that he is now a business owner of his workout gear. He sells um, that stuff that you drink as a workout drink.
The sweat stuff.
It's his lifestyle now. And he used it to cope. Bless you if you just sneeze. He used it to cope with his depression. And guess what, guys? I noticed that actually keeping your body moving is helpful when it comes to that. So, with that being said, even if I come on a Monday and it's move your ass Monday, let's go, let's do something, I will be cleaning while I'm talking to you guys. If somebody wants to come up and share their story, we're going to do something. I want to motivate you guys to either move your ass, get in the shower, do something, brush your teeth, because some of you might need that. You might need that push. I know I needed it when that lovely woman that came, I call her an angel, who was a therapist, professional in the field, happened to be a viewer of mine. She offered her services to me. She saved me. I was going through a lot at that time. Had she not come in, she came at the perfect. She came in, but I never accepted the help until this one time. It was like God sent. Thank you, Lord. Because you can't trust everybody. Anybody could say
No.
that they're they're this and they're gonna help you. Come tell me everything about yourself.
And they'll use it against you.
Yeah,
That's why you got to pick and choose
yeah, you gotta be
to tell
careful.
your business to. But you know what? Those who would try to use that against you, there's obviously something wrong with them.
That is true. That is true. I like that name, Healing 101, Lisa Smith. But yeah, um, it'll be a thing. You guys, if you're interested, meet me back here next week around the same time,
So
and
we just continue the healing.
we'll make it a movement. And some of y'all that probably have been on the all the way on the bottom, maybe in the next couple of months, you're gonna be like, damn, this really helped. Seeing that I'm not the only person, seeing other people in the chat talking about their issues. Blueberry Boots, I appreciate you sharing with me because I'm thinking I'm the only one going through that with my medication. Child. Woo. When you know your body, you know when something is off after you start taking medication.
Right.
Oh my gosh. But honestly, I don't like it because I can sleep more than I can sleep. Like it's just like I feel like I'm not alive when I'm on certain medication, and I don't like that.
I understand.
So, with you sharing your medications that you took and how they helped you, I appreciate that. You mentioned one that I would never want, which is the Effexor. Mm. And I don't know if I told you guys, I was trying to remember the name of the medication. I know of somebody that ended up taking their lives. It was called Chantix, I believe.
Oh,
It hit me, and I was like, wait, it was Chantix. She took Chantix. If anybody knows Chantix to be a medication to stop from smoking cigarettes, that made her take her life. Always, even if the doctor doesn't tell you what the medication's side effects are, do your own research. Mm, you ain't. He sure do keep it real. Shout out to everybody that came through tonight and spent these past couple of hours with us trying to, you know, start this healing journey. And the biggest shout out to you, Sister Niqua.
and to you, because you gave us the platform to do this.
Thank you. And to anybody that was generous enough to send me or Niqua a cash app, I'm grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Niqua. If I had it like that, I'd be sending you a cash app just for your time.
No, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Don't worry, I will have it soon. I'll be on my feet. And a lot of people, you gotta understand, a lot of people might be worse off than us. So always be grateful for the what you got.
Amen.
That's why you ain't gonna hear me complain too much. I might not have it right now, but I will. You have to believe it. You have to say it out loud. You have to
Manifest it.
manifest that. I know I manifested a lot of things in life. But you know what? The thing about manifestation, you got to be very intentional about what you're trying to manifest. And when it's manifesting, you have to be descriptive. Don't say I'm manifest me a husband. You better be descriptive of what you want in that husband.
Oh, well, I already have one though, so I don't think I want to manifest another one.
No, but you know what I mean.
I go to jail for that.
Yeah, he's so funny. Girl, I'll bail you out. Don't worry. Amir, you gonna bail her out?
Amira's like, maybe.
Amir says, I love you. He loves you.
I love you too. Bye, you guys.
Mwah, mwah, mwah. You're the bestest. I'm so thankful, Sister Niqua.
Bye.
Look it. To everybody that's here still, thank you so much. Love and hugs from me and Amir. The biggest thank you to Niqua. I couldn't have done this without Niqua. You know, there's a lot of things that, I'm just so thankful for it. She literally said that she was willing to do this. I didn't even have to ask her. I love you, Niqua. I thank you, Niqua. And if anybody was touched by this, just please hit the like button. Thank you. I am that somebody. See, I am that somebody just lost her mama, and it's very painful because I know her mama was very to her. Rest in peace to your beautiful mama, my sister. I am that somebody. You have what you need right now, sweet ma, and you are loved. You are loved too. Everything else will come. Keep the faith and do the work. Oh, let me tell you something. You guys might not believe this, but this was work. And Niqua could tell you, this was a lot for me. Like, I would be tired. Like, okay, let's do this live. And I'm like, I can't do it. Maybe we could do it tomorrow. And maybe we could do it the day after that. I couldn't do barely anything. Cindy knows. Like, I keep saying the things I want to do, and the excuse for me not doing it is because I'm too weak. I can't do it. Depression really will debilitate you. And if we got to talk about this stuff and ways to fix it and cope, we're going to do that on this platform. Okay? Good night, everybody. And you know what I'm thinking I want to eat. I didn't eat today at all. I told Niqua before I do this live with her, I was going to eat this croissant. Child, I did not eat it. At this point, I need some viand. I need some meat. Okay. So I'm going to see what I'm about to do, because there's no way I could defrost some chicken and make it right now. So most likely I'm going to have to Go to KFC, even though I don't want to. Woo! Y'all, excuse me. Amir, you were supposed to wait until after the live to do this. Okay. So if you guys don't know, I deal with this. Amir deals with this on a daily. He's behaving because he did not just projectile vomit for you guys. He just did a little. So thank you, Amir. Did I speak too soon? I gotta hurry up and walk to the store and see if I could go get him some baby wipes because I just ran out. I had like this big thing of baby wipes and they're all gone now. I could be, resourceful and just use towels and stuff. But I like the baby wipes. They're very simple. So Amir, say bye to the people. Blueberry Boots, thank you again for being here and sharing with me what you shared. Thank you to everybody that opened up and shared what they were dealing with as far as mental health and whatnot. We will be talking about bipolarism. We'll be talking about other types of things as well. ADD. It was just not enough. There's in one live, my God, to fill all the different types of mental health issues. Whew, you guys would probably be falling asleep because it'd be that long. But yes, thank you all. Thank you. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night. Oh, and FYI, just so you know, when I am sad, sometimes I like to paint. And this came when I was sad. This beautiful work of art. And I call it the most beautiful because it was beautiful in my head. It's colorful. It's a little sad, but it's something. It means something to me. I was really depressed when I was painting it. So like my sadness can bring some sort of beauty. And I was thinking, guys, some of you just might want some of my art in your home. I've received a few people that messaged me, and you probably don't want to talk to me anymore because I have never responded back. But Amir says, my mom is ready. I've been asking and nobody has. I'm working on something for my sister. I'm going to ask her permission if I could show you guys what I'm doing. If you guys know TC Chronicles, she blessed me by ordering some wine glasses from me for a wedding. So I will be doing those. I will start working on them. Actually, I'm going to do it after I eat because now that I'm thinking about it, I'm having a little panic attack because TC needs these and I need to mail them to her and make sure she gets them in time just in case they break in the mail. God forbid that I can have enough time to remake them if I have to. God forbid they won't break. I will make sure to seal them as best as I can. But yeah, I'm going to focus on that because this live helped me to wake me up, guys. So hopefully it helped to wake you up. If you guys are feeling sad still, don't worry. Things are going to get better. If you need to, do a little workout, do a little push-ups if you can. I can only do like 1 or 2. If you can, run in place, step in place, take a walk, do anything physical, it will help you. Trust me. I tried it. I tried it myself when I was waking up every morning doing those workouts. I did. It helped. Sometimes I'm going to say this, things may not work out like that segment I did in the morning, it didn't work out, but at the same time, I learned from it. I learned that working out, I think he has, what do you call it? Acid reflux, real bad. We're going to have to get some medicine for that because this is really bad. It's bad. And I could smell it too. If you guys know if your kid has acid reflux, you'll be able to smell it when they burp and stuff. But yeah, guys, Cherry Cobb. Thank you for this encouraging live today, sweet ma. Hugs to you and Prince Amir. No, thank you for being here. And Niqua, I love you. Thank you. I say Jerome in the house. You know, I was going back to some of my old videos, and Jerome, you've been around for a very long time. And I thank you for that. Shelly Shells, thank you for the love. Tessia, thank you for being here. Thank you for the love. Queen Dree, of course, thank you. Tina's testimony, thank you, especially for putting up with me. She knows I be going through my little depression and stuff, but she understands. Some people don't. Some people take offense to it. I think maybe we missed you guys a little bit, so that's why I'm still here. But let me go. Let me go. Amir wanted to show off his muscles, guys. All right, let me go get me something to eat so I could work on this art project. And shout out to TC Chronicles. Thank you, because you're helping me out. I'm not working, so me being able to do artwork for somebody, and you know, she paid me for it. I'm thankful. It's helping me. So I'll please you with the art, but you're helping me. Love you guys. Mwah. Thank you. Peace. Amir, you say peace? You say peace.